Creation of Fanta inside a factory is a meticulous and finely tuned process involving chemistry, engineering, and strict quality control to ensure every bottle delivers the same bold, fruity flavor. Unlike some beverages that rely on a single uniform recipe, Fanta is produced in multiple flavors, each requiring its own balance of ingredients. This makes the production process both complex and fascinating, as every step must be carefully managed to maintain consistency and freshness across different variations. It all begins with the selection and preparation of ingredients. The core elements of Fanta include water, sweeteners, fruit flavorings, citric acid for tartness, preservatives to maintain shelf life, and carbon dioxide to give the drink its signature fizziness. However, each flavor, such as orange, grape, pineapple, or strawberry, requires a different combination of fruit extracts, natural or artificial colorings, and acidity regulators. These ingredients must meet strict quality and safety standards before they can be used in production. Water, being the main component of Fanta, is the first ingredient to be processed. The quality of the water used in soft drinks plays a crucial role in the final product's taste, clarity, and stability. Factories receive water from local sources, but before it can be used, it must go through an extensive purification process. This process begins with coarse filtration, where large particles, sediments, and debris are removed. The water is then passed through activated carbon filters to eliminate organic compounds, chlorine, and any undesirable odors or tastes. Finally, a reverse osmosis system is used to ensure the highest level of purity. This stage is critical because even the slightest variation in water quality can alter the flavor profile of Fanta. While the water undergoes purification, the syrup production process begins. This is where Fanta's distinctive flavor is created. In large mixing tanks, the essential ingredients are blended to form a concentrated syrup. Each flavor variation has its own unique formulation, requiring precise measurements of fruit extracts, sweeteners, and acids. Citric acid is commonly used to provide a tartness that enhances the fruity taste, while different natural and artificial flavorings are combined to create the signature taste of each Fanta variety. Sweeteners play an essential role in balancing the overall flavor. Depending on the region, the factory may use high fructose corn syrup, cane sugar, or alternative sweeteners such as aspartame for sugar-free versions. The exact ratio of sweetener to other ingredients must be meticulously controlled, as too much or too little can dramatically affect the drink's taste and mouthfeel. Once the syrup is mixed, it undergoes a process called homogenization. This ensures that all the ingredients are evenly dispersed and that no separation occurs during storage. The syrup is then transferred to large storage tanks, where it is kept under strictly controlled conditions before being combined with purified water. These tanks are equipped with continuous mixing systems to prevent any settling or inconsistencies in the formula. At this point, the production process moves to the batching stage, where the syrup is mixed with purified water in exact proportions. The goal here is to dilute the concentrated syrup to the precise flavor concentration required for Fanta. The ratio of syrup to water must be carefully maintained, as even a small deviation could result in a drink that is too strong or too weak in flavor. This blending process takes place in specially designed tanks, where the mixture is continuously stirred to ensure uniformity. While the flavor base is being prepared, another critical step is underway: deaeration. Deaeration is the process of removing excess oxygen from the liquid before carbonation takes place. If too much oxygen remains in the mixture, it can affect the beverage's stability, leading to unwanted changes in taste and shelf life. The deaeration process occurs under vacuum conditions, pulling out any dissolved air and preparing the liquid for the next crucial phase: carbonation. Carbonation is what gives Fanta its characteristic fizz. This step involves the careful infusion of carbon dioxide gas into the liquid under controlled pressure and temperature. The conditions must be just right, as the solubility of CO2 depends on temperature and pressure levels. If the carbonation process is not precise, the drink may become too flat or overly fizzy, both of which can negatively impact the consumer experience. The level of carbonation is carefully calibrated for each variety of Fanta, as some flavors require a different mouthfeel to enhance their particular fruit notes. Meanwhile, quality control tests are performed at every stage of production to ensure that the beverage meets strict consistency and safety standards. Samples from each batch are taken to an on-site laboratory where they are analyzed for acidity levels, sugar content, and overall taste. Highly trained technicians conduct these tests using specialized equipment to confirm that every batch meets the exact specifications required. If any deviation is detected, adjustments are made immediately before the product moves further along the production line. At this stage, the Fanta mixture is nearly complete, but it still has to be monitored for consistency before it can proceed to bottling. The temperature of the liquid must be kept within an optimal range to ensure the carbonation remains stable. If the temperature fluctuates too much, carbon dioxide may escape, resulting in a less fizzy drink. Advanced monitoring systems are used to track and adjust these conditions in real time, ensuring that the beverage is ready for the next stage of production. While the main beverage formulation is being perfected, the factory is simultaneously preparing the bottles and cans that will hold the finished product. Modern beverage production facilities use an advanced system for bottle manufacturing and preparation. For plastic bottles, the process begins with small PT preforms that are heated and expanded into their final shape using high-pressure air in a process called blow molding. This allows the factory to produce lightweight, durable bottles on-site, reducing the need for external suppliers and increasing efficiency. Glass bottles and aluminum cans follow a different preparation process. They are delivered to the factory pre-made and must undergo thorough cleaning and sterilization before being used. Each bottle or can is subjected to a high-pressure rinse with purified water and a sanitizing solution to remove any potential contaminants. Strict hygiene protocols ensure that every container is completely sterile before it reaches the filling stage. At this point in the production process, everything is coming together. The beverage is fully mixed, carbonated, and quality tested, while the bottles and cans are ready for filling. However, there are still multiple steps left to ensure that every bottle of Fanta meets the highest production standards. The next stage will involve high-speed filling, sealing, labeling, and additional quality control checks before the finished product is packaged and prepared for distribution. As the production line continues, the coordination of multiple systems working in perfect harmony becomes apparent. Every ingredient, machine, and quality control checkpoint plays a role in making sure that Fanta reaches consumers in the best possible condition. This highly organized process reflects the complexity behind what may seem like a simple bottle of fruity, fizzy refreshment. With the Fanta mixture fully prepared, carbonated, and quality tested, the production process moves toward the next major stage, the filling and bottling process. This part of manufacturing is one of the most crucial, as it requires absolute precision to ensure that every bottle or can is filled to the correct level, sealed properly, and protected from any external contamination. The entire operation is designed for efficiency, with high-speed machinery handling thousands of units per hour. Before the filling process can begin, the bottles and cans must be ready to receive the beverage. If plastic bottles are used, they have already gone through the blow molding process, where PET preforms are heated and expanded into their final shape. These bottles are lightweight, durable, and designed to withstand the pressure of carbonation. Glass bottles, on the other hand, arrive at the factory pre-made and must go through a thorough cleaning and sterilization process before being used. Similarly, aluminum cans are delivered in bulk and are also washed and sanitized to ensure absolute cleanliness. The sterilization process for bottles and cans is highly controlled. Each container is subjected to a series of high-pressure water jets and steam treatments, removing any potential contaminants that could affect the final product. In addition to physical cleaning, a chemical sanitization step is included, ensuring that no bacteria, dust, or residue remains inside the containers. Any bottle or can that fails to pass the cleanliness check is removed from the line and sent for reprocessing or disposal. Once the bottles and cans are verified as clean and sterile, they move along the production line toward the filling machines. These machines are designed to dispense the Fanta mixture with extreme precision, ensuring that each container receives exactly the right amount of liquid. The filling process must also take into account the carbonation level of the beverage. Since Fanta is a carbonated drink, the liquid is dispensed in a way that prevents excessive foaming and preserves the right amount of carbon dioxide. This is achieved through a pressurized filling system that maintains the carbonation inside the liquid as it is transferred into the bottles and cans. Different types of filling systems are used depending on the packaging format. For plastic bottles, a gravity filling system is often used, allowing the liquid to flow smoothly into the bottles while maintaining precise volume control. For aluminum cans, a counter-pressure filling system is more common, as it helps retain carbonation and prevent spillage. Regardless of the method, the goal is to ensure that each unit is filled with the same exact volume of Fanta while maintaining its fizziness and freshness. Once the bottles and cans are filled, they move to the capping and sealing station. This step must be completed almost instantly after filling to prevent any loss of carbonation. Plastic bottles are sealed with screw-on caps, which are applied using high-speed capping machines that tightly secure each cap onto the bottle's neck. These caps are designed to hold in the pressure from carbonation, ensuring that the drink remains fizzy until opened by the consumer. For glass bottles, a crimped metal cap, often called a crown cap, is used. These caps are pressed onto the bottle opening with a strong mechanical force, creating an airtight seal. The use of crown caps ensures that the carbonation remains intact, preventing any loss of fizz over time. Meanwhile, aluminum cans are sealed with pull-tab lids, which are crimped onto the can opening to create a pressurized seal. The precision required for this step is immense, as even the slightest sealing error can lead to leaks or loss of carbonation. With the bottles and cans now sealed, the next stage in the production process is labeling and batch coding. Labels are an essential part of Fanta's branding, providing consumers with product information, flavor identification, and branding visuals. The labeling process is highly automated, with machines applying labels to bottles at high speeds. These labels must be aligned perfectly, as any misalignment could make the product appear unprofessional or difficult to identify on store shelves. In addition to labels, each bottle and can receives a batch code, typically printed using a laser or inkjet printer. This code includes details such as the production date, expiration date, and batch number. The purpose of this coding is to allow for easy traceability in case of any quality issues. If a batch is found to have any defects, the factory can quickly identify and recall only the affected products, minimizing waste and ensuring consumer safety. Now that the filled and sealed Fanta bottles and cans have been labeled and coded, they move on to the final inspection phase. This is one of the most important parts of the entire manufacturing process, as it ensures that every single unit meets strict quality control standards. Advanced inspection systems are used to detect any defects in the bottles, cans, or caps. high-speed cameras and laser sensors scan each product to check for issues such as improper sealing, incorrect fill levels, label misalignment, or damaged packaging. Any defective products that do not meet quality standards are automatically removed from the production line. This ensures that only perfect, high-quality Fanta reaches consumers. The rejected bottles and cans are sent to a separate area for recycling or disposal, depending on the nature of the defect. If the issue is a minor one, such as a misaligned label, the product may be corrected and reintroduced to the production line. Once the final inspection is complete, the ready-to-ship bottles and cans are transported to the packaging area. This is where they are grouped into multi-packs or placed in cartons for easier distribution. The packaging process is fully automated, with robotic arms handling the placement of bottles into trays, shrink-wrapping multi-packs, and stacking cases onto pallets. The type of packaging used depends on the market. In some regions, Fanta is commonly sold in large multi-packs wrapped in plastic film, while in others, cardboard cartons are used to hold smaller packs together. Sustainability plays a significant role in Fanta's packaging process. Many of the plastic bottles used are made from recycled PET, which reduces plastic waste and environmental impact. Factories are continuously working to reduce plastic usage by making bottles lighter while maintaining their durability. Similarly, paper-based packaging materials are sourced from sustainable forests to ensure that the environmental footprint of production remains as low as possible. Once packaged, the finished products are transported to storage areas within the factory. These areas are climate controlled to maintain the freshness and quality of the beverages before they are shipped out to retailers. The inventory system used in the warehouse tracks every pallet of Fanta, ensuring that stock is rotated properly to maintain freshness. Products are organized based on their production dates, with older stock being distributed first to ensure that consumers always receive the freshest possible drinks. With Fanta now fully produced, filled, sealed, labeled, inspected, and packaged, the next stage of its journey involves logistics and distribution. Trucks, trains, and cargo containers are used to transport the beverages to supermarkets, vending machines, convenience stores, and restaurants. The logistics process must be carefully managed to ensure that Fanta reaches its destination in perfect condition without any loss of carbonation or freshness. The transition from the production line to distribution requires careful handling to ensure that every bottle and can maintains its quality from the factory to the consumer. Despite the high levels of automation in the manufacturing process, this stage still requires a combination of technology, planning, and human oversight to maintain efficiency. As soon as Fanta bottles and cans are packaged, they are transported via conveyor belts to a dedicated storage area within the factory. These warehouse zones are carefully climate controlled to prevent any degradation in quality. Since Fanta is a carbonated beverage, it must be kept at optimal temperatures to ensure that the carbonation remains stable and does not dissipate before consumption. Any exposure to excessive heat or fluctuating temperatures could lead to pressure changes inside the bottles and cans, potentially affecting the taste and texture of the drink. Warehouses use an advanced inventory tracking system to monitor the movement of every batch of Fanta that is produced. Barcodes or QR codes on the packaging allow for real-time scanning and tracking, ensuring that each unit is logged into the system. This technology helps maintain an efficient first-in, first-out system, where older stock is shipped out first to ensure freshness. The software also helps manage supply and demand, ensuring that production aligns with market needs and avoiding unnecessary overproduction. During this stage, quality control does not stop. Factory personnel conduct regular spot checks, examining random samples from different batches to ensure that the carbonation levels, flavor, and overall integrity of the product remain consistent. The manufacturing of Pringles is an intricate process that combines food science, precise engineering, and large-scale automation to produce the uniform, crisp, and stackable potato chips recognized worldwide. Unlike traditional potato chips, which are sliced from whole potatoes and fried, Pringles are created from a specially formulated dough made primarily of dehydrated potato flakes, starches, and seasonings. The process of making Pringles in a factory involves several key stages, each meticulously designed to ensure the final product meets strict quality standards. It all begins with selecting the right raw ingredients, primarily potatoes, which serve as the foundation of the chips. However, not just any potatoes will do. Pringles require specific varieties with the right starch content to achieve the desired texture. High starch potatoes are preferred because they contribute to the crispness of the final chip and help bind the dough together during production. Once the right potatoes are sourced, they are transported in bulk to the factory, where they undergo an initial round of inspection. Before entering the processing phase, the potatoes are stored in climate-controlled environments to maintain their quality. Even small variations in temperature and humidity can affect their starch content, which in turn impacts the final texture of the chip. Workers constantly monitor these storage conditions to ensure that the potatoes remain in an optimal state before processing. When ready for use, the potatoes are moved to the preparation area, where they go through a rigorous washing process. Large industrial washers, equipped with rotating brushes and high-pressure water jets, remove dirt, debris, and any residual pesticides from the potato skins. This step is crucial, as any impurities at this stage could compromise the quality of the final product. The washing process is thorough, ensuring that only the cleanest potatoes make it to the next stage. Once cleaned, the potatoes are sent through a peeling machine, which uses either steam or mechanical abrasion to remove the skins efficiently. Steam peeling is a common method in large-scale food production, as it allows for quick and uniform removal of the skin with minimal waste. The peeled potatoes are then conveyed to slicing machines, but unlike conventional potato chips, where these slices would be fried, the goal here is to break them down into a form that can be processed into a dough. To achieve this, the sliced potatoes are sent through a pre-cooking stage, where they are partially heated to help break down their cellular structure. This step makes it easier to remove moisture later in the process. The pre-cooked potato slices are then transferred to large industrial dryers, where hot air circulates around them, slowly extracting moisture until they are fully dehydrated. What remains after this process is not whole potato slices, but thin, brittle flakes of potato. These dehydrated potato flakes serve as the primary base for Pringles and are stored in large silos within the factory. However, potato flakes alone are not enough to form the distinctive shape and texture of Pringles. Additional ingredients must be added to create the dough that will eventually be shaped into chips. When it is time to begin the production of a batch, the potato flakes are carefully measured and transferred to industrial mixing machines. Inside these massive mixers, the flakes are combined with other ingredients such as cornstarch, wheat starch, emulsifiers, and small amounts of salt and sugar. These additional ingredients help give Pringles their characteristic crunch and structure, while also ensuring that the dough is flexible enough to be shaped without crumbling. Water is then gradually added to the dry mixture, and the entire batch is kneaded until it forms a smooth, pliable dough. This step is one of the most crucial in the entire process, as the consistency of the dough determines how well the chips will hold their shape and how they will fry later in the process. Too much water and the dough will be too soft, making it difficult to handle. Too little and it will become too dry, leading to chips that may crack or break during production. The mixing process is highly automated, with computer-controlled machines ensuring that every batch has the same precise ratio of ingredients. Factories use real-time monitoring systems to adjust the moisture content and consistency of the dough as needed, ensuring uniformity across millions of chips. Any slight variation in dough quality could lead to a final product that does not meet the brand's strict standards, so maintaining precise control over this step is critical. Once the dough reaches the perfect consistency, it is ready to be shaped. However, before this can happen, the dough must be processed into thin sheets. This is accomplished using large industrial rollers, which gradually flatten the dough to an exact thickness. The thickness of the dough sheet is critical as it determines the final texture and crunch of the Pringles. If the dough is too thick, the chips will be too hard. If it is too thin, they may become fragile and brittle. The flattened dough sheet is then conveyed to a cutting station, where specially designed rotary cutters stamp out individual chip shapes. Unlike traditional potato chips, which take on random forms based on how they are sliced, Pringles are designed to be identical in size and shape. Each cutter is engineered to create the precise oval form that allows the chips to stack perfectly inside their cans. During this process, any excess dough that remains after the chips are stamped out is collected and fed back into the mixing stage. This recycling process minimizes waste and ensures that as much of the raw material as possible is used efficiently. The ability to reuse excess dough is one of the advantages of making Pringles from a formulated dough rather than whole potato slices. At this point, the chips are still in their raw, unbaked form. They have been cut into shape, but they are not yet crispy. To achieve their signature texture, they must go through the next phase of the manufacturing process, where they will be carefully molded and cooked. This is where Pringles truly begin to take on their distinctive identity. Before they can be cooked, the raw chips must be shaped into their famous curved form. This is done using a specialized conveyor system that gently places each chip into a custom mold. These molds are designed to hold the chips in a precise curve, known as a hyperbolic paraboloid, which is what gives Pringles their unique stacking ability. The shape is not just for aesthetics. It also helps distribute weight evenly when the chips are stacked in their can, preventing them from breaking easily. Once placed in the molds, the chips are conveyed toward the cooking stage, where they will be exposed to controlled heat and oil. This step is critical in achieving the crispy, golden brown texture that Pringles are known for. However, unlike traditional potato chips, which are deep fried in vats of hot oil, Pringles are cooked in a specialized method that ensures even frying while maintaining their precise shape. At this point, the chips are not yet fully cooked, nor have they been seasoned. The next phase will involve exposing them to heat and oil, followed by a careful seasoning process that gives each chip its final flavor. But before that happens, factory workers and automated quality control systems continuously monitor the process to ensure that each chip is perfectly shaped and free of defects. With the raw dough pieces now cut into their precise, uniform shapes and carefully placed into their curved molds, they are ready to undergo the critical cooking process. This step is what transforms the soft, pliable dough into the crisp, golden brown chips that Pringles are known for. Unlike traditional potato chips that are submerged in deep vats of hot oil and fried freely, Pringles undergo a much more controlled cooking method to maintain their exact shape and texture. The chips, still nestled in their curved molds, travel along a continuous conveyor belt into an industrial fryer. This fryer is designed to ensure that each chip is cooked at an exact temperature for a precise amount of time. The temperature inside the fryer is meticulously controlled, typically ranging between 300 degrees Fahrenheit and 375 degrees Fahrenheit, depending on the specific requirements of the batch being produced. The goal is to remove moisture from the chips without overcooking them, achieving the perfect crunch while preserving the uniform shape. The frying process takes only a matter of seconds, but within that short time, several crucial chemical reactions occur. The high heat causes the remaining water content inside the dough to rapidly evaporate, creating tiny air pockets that give Pringles their distinctive lightness. At the same time, the starches and sugars in the dough undergo the Maillard reaction, a chemical process that causes browning and enhances the chip's flavor by developing rich, slightly nutty, and toasted notes. Because the chips are fried in a controlled environment while sitting inside their molds, they do not curl or warp the way traditional potato chips do. Instead, they maintain their signature hyperbolic paraboloid shape, which is key to their ability to be stacked efficiently without breaking. To ensure even cooking, the oil circulates through the fryer using a sophisticated system that maintains uniform heat distribution, preventing any chip from becoming overcooked or undercooked. Once the chips have been fried to perfection, they must be quickly removed from the hot oil to prevent excessive absorption of fat, which could compromise their texture and make them overly greasy. The chips exit the fryer onto a draining conveyor, where excess oil is gently shaken off. A series of air jets then blow away any remaining oil droplets, ensuring that each chip has the right balance of crispness without being overly oily. The amount of oil that remains in the final product is carefully monitored, as even a small deviation in fat content could alter the texture and mouthfeel of the chips. After the excess oil is removed, the chips continue along the conveyor system into a specialized drying chamber. This drying stage serves a dual purpose. It helps eliminate any remaining moisture to extend the shelf life of the chips and ensures that they retain their crisp texture. If any residual moisture remains, it could lead to sogginess or even microbial growth, which would compromise the quality of the product. The drying chamber operates using a controlled flow of warm air, which gently removes any lingering humidity without exposing the chips to excessive heat. This is a crucial step because overdrying could make the chips too brittle, leading to breakage before they even reach the packaging stage. The process must strike a balance between removing moisture while preserving the ideal crunch. Now that the chips have been properly fried and dried, they still lack one essential component: flavor. While the dough contains some base seasonings, such as salt, the majority of Pringles' signature flavors are added after cooking. At this point, the chips are still relatively plain, resembling lightly salted potato crisps. To give them their final taste, they must go through the seasoning process. The chips enter a large rotating drum, which is a key part of the flavoring system. This drum functions much like a giant tumbler, gently tossing the chips to ensure that each one is evenly coated with seasoning. However, before the seasoning can be applied, the chips must be lightly misted with a fine spray of oil. This thin coating of oil acts as an adhesive, allowing the seasoning to stick uniformly to each chip without clumping. Once the oil mist has been applied, the chips move further into the drum, where a precise amount of seasoning powder is dispensed. This powder is a proprietary blend of dehydrated spices, artificial and natural flavors, and other ingredients that create the distinct taste of each Pringles variety. Whether it's the classic original, sour cream and onion, barbecue, or any of the many other flavors available around the world, each seasoning mix is carefully crafted to deliver a consistent and recognizable taste. The rotation of the drum ensures that the seasoning is distributed evenly across all chips, preventing any one chip from receiving too much or too little flavor. This is crucial because even slight inconsistencies in seasoning distribution can affect the overall eating experience. Too much seasoning on one chip could make it overpowering, while too little could make it bland. The factory's precision-engineered system ensures that every chip in a can has the same delicious taste. To confirm that the seasoning has been applied correctly, automated sensors monitor the amount of seasoning powder dispensed and the overall coating level. These sensors use advanced optical and weight measurement technologies to detect any irregularities in the seasoning process. If an issue is detected, such as an uneven application or a deviation from the standard amount of seasoning, the system can automatically adjust to correct the problem in real time. Now fully seasoned, the chips continue their journey toward the final stages of production. At this point, they must be carefully handled to prevent breakage before they are packaged. Despite their sturdy design, Pringles are still delicate enough to crack if handled too roughly, so the conveyor system is designed to gently transport them through the factory. Before reaching the packaging area, the chips pass through another quality control checkpoint. High-speed cameras and sensors inspect each chip to ensure that they meet the brand's strict standards. Any chips that are overly browned, misshapen, or broken are automatically removed from the line. These rejected chips do not go to waste. They are often ground down and repurposed as part of the raw ingredient mixture for new batches, minimizing food waste in the production process. Now, with their perfect shape, crisp texture, and flavorful coating, the chips are ready for packaging. However, the packaging process itself is an essential part of what makes Pringles so unique. Unlike traditional potato chips, which are packed into bags that allow for some degree of breakage, Pringles are carefully stacked inside rigid cylindrical cans. This design ensures that they remain intact from the moment they leave the factory to the time they are opened by consumers. As the chips approach the packaging area, specialized machines align them into precise stacks. These machines use gentle vibrations and suction mechanisms to ensure that each stack is perfectly arranged before being inserted into the canisters. The stacking process is incredibly precise. Any misalignment could cause the chips to break during transportation. At this point, the Pringles are nearly ready to be sealed and sent out for distribution, but there are still a few final steps left to complete before they can reach store shelves. The packaging must ensure freshness, provide product protection, and meet branding and labeling requirements. In the next stage, the stacked chips will be inserted into cans, sealed for freshness, and prepared for shipment. With the freshly seasoned chips perfectly stacked and aligned, the Pringles are now ready for the crucial packaging stage. This process is just as important as the manufacturing and cooking steps, as it ensures that the chips remain intact and fresh until they reach consumers. Unlike traditional potato chips, which are packed loosely in bags that allow for some level of breakage, Pringles are carefully placed into rigid cylindrical cans, a signature feature that sets them apart from other snack foods. The packaging process begins with the automatic loading of the Pringles stacks into their respective canisters. These canisters, made from a combination of cardboard and aluminum lining, are designed to provide structural support, protecting the delicate chips from breaking during transport. The cans arrive at the packaging station in a flattened state and are quickly formed into their cylindrical shape by specialized machinery. The inner lining of the cans is coated with a food-safe aluminum layer, which helps to preserve freshness by preventing exposure to moisture and air. Once the cans are fully formed, they are transported to the filling station, where the Pringles stacks are precisely inserted into them. This process requires extreme precision, as any misalignment could cause the chips to shift or break. A combination of gentle vibrations and suction mechanisms ensures that the stacks remain stable as they are guided into the canisters. If even a single chip in the stack is out of place, the entire batch may be rejected to maintain quality standards. As the filled cans move along the conveyor, they reach the sealing station, where a thin foil seal is applied to the top of each canister. This foil seal serves multiple purposes. It locks in freshness, prevents air from entering, and ensures that the chips remain crisp for an extended period. The application of the seal is a highly controlled process that uses a combination of heat and pressure to create an airtight bond between the foil and the can's rim. Automated sensors continuously monitor the sealing process, detecting any imperfections or leaks. If a faulty seal is identified, the can is removed from the production line and either reprocessed or discarded. After the foil seal is in place, a plastic lid is applied to the top of the can. This lid serves as a secondary protective barrier and allows consumers to reseal the container after opening. The lids are typically made from lightweight but durable plastic that ensures a secure fit while remaining easy to remove. Before being placed onto the cans, the lids are inspected for defects, such as warping or cracks, which could compromise the product's freshness. With the Pringles cans now fully assembled and sealed, they move toward the labeling and branding station. Here, pre-printed labels featuring the Pringles logo, flavor designation, and nutritional information are carefully wrapped around each canister. These labels are made from high-quality materials that are resistant to moisture and tearing, ensuring that they remain intact throughout the product's journey from the factory to store shelves. A combination of heat and adhesive is used to secure the labels in place, ensuring a smooth, wrinkle-free application. Once labeled, the finished cans undergo another round of quality control checks. Automated cameras and sensors scan each can to verify that the labels are correctly applied and free of defects. Any cans with misaligned or damaged labels are removed from the line and either relabeled or discarded. Additionally, random samples from each batch are taken for more detailed inspections, where factory workers check for overall product integrity, including stack alignment, sealing effectiveness, and crispness. After passing the final quality control checks, the Pringles cans are grouped together for bulk packaging. This step involves placing multiple cans into larger cardboard cartons or shrink-wrapped bundles, which make transportation and stocking more efficient. The bulk packaging process is automated, with robotic arms carefully arranging the cans into pre-formed boxes or wrapping them in durable plastic film. The goal is to maximize space efficiency while ensuring that the cans are securely held in place to prevent movement during shipping. Once the bulk packaging is complete, the cartons are sealed and labeled with batch numbers, expiration dates, and tracking information. These labels allow for easy inventory management and ensure that products can be traced back to their specific production batch if necessary. The cartons are then stacked onto pallets, which are loaded onto trucks for distribution to retailers, supermarkets, and convenience stores around the world. Before being shipped out, the finished products undergo a final inspection to verify that the correct quantities and flavors have been packed for each order. Logistics teams coordinate with distribution centers to determine the most efficient shipping routes, ensuring that Pringles reach their destinations as quickly and cost-effectively as possible. Since Pringles are a globally recognized brand, this distribution network spans multiple countries, requiring careful coordination between factories, warehouses, and retailers. Throughout this entire process, Pringles manufacturers adhere to strict hygiene and safety regulations to ensure product quality and consumer safety. Factory workers follow rigorous sanitation protocols, wearing protective gear such as gloves, hairnets, and face masks to prevent contamination. The production facilities are regularly inspected by quality assurance teams and food safety organizations to ensure compliance with industry standards. In addition to maintaining high production standards, Pringles manufacturers are constantly exploring ways to improve sustainability and reduce waste. The company has implemented initiatives to minimize environmental impact, such as optimizing energy usage in production plants, recycling excess packaging materials, and reducing food waste by repurposing rejected chips and excess dough. In some regions, Pringles packaging has been redesigned to use more eco-friendly materials, with ongoing efforts to further enhance the sustainability of the product. While the cans of Pringles are now ready to be shipped to stores, the journey does not end there. Once they arrive at retail locations, they must be carefully stocked to ensure they remain in pristine condition for customers. Store employees follow specific stocking guidelines to prevent the cans from being crushed or stacked improperly. The cylindrical shape of the canisters allows them to be displayed neatly on shelves, creating an organized and visually appealing presentation. For consumers, the convenience of Pringles packaging is one of its most attractive features. The resealable lid allows snackers to enjoy the chips at their own pace while keeping them fresh between servings. Unlike traditional chip bags that often trap excess air and lead to crushed chips, the rigid canister provides a level of protection that helps maintain the product's quality. The success of Pringles is not only due to the meticulous manufacturing process, but also to the brand's ability to continually innovate. Over the years, new flavors and limited edition varieties have been introduced to cater to different tastes and cultural preferences. Research and development teams work to create unique seasoning blends and textures that keep consumers engaged with the brand. In some cases, local flavors are developed exclusively for specific markets, adding an element of regional customization. With the fully sealed and labeled Pringles cans ready for shipment, the final step in the manufacturing process involves distribution and logistics. Once the pallets of Pringles leave the factory, they are sent to distribution centers where they are sorted based on destination. From here, they are shipped to retail locations around the world, including supermarkets, convenience stores, vending machines, and online retailers. One of the key advantages of Pringles' packaging is its durability. Unlike traditional potato chips that are shipped in large bags, prone to air compression and breakage, Pringles' rigid canisters allow for efficient stacking and transport without excessive damage. This means fewer chips are wasted due to breakage during shipping, making the product more cost-effective and reducing food waste. At the retail level, Pringles cans are often displayed in neat, vertical arrangements on shelves, taking advantage of their cylindrical shape. This design not only protects the chips, but also maximizes shelf space compared to bulky chip bags. Supermarkets and convenience stores follow specific stocking guidelines to ensure that Pringles cans remain undamaged and easily accessible to customers. Once purchased, consumers benefit from the resealable can, which keeps the chips fresh longer than traditional bags. Unlike conventional chip bags that often allow air to seep in after opening, leading to stale chips, Pringles' airtight design helps maintain their signature crunch over multiple servings. This has been a significant selling point for the brand and one of the reasons for its continued popularity. Beyond the production process, the Pringles brand continues to evolve. The company regularly develops new flavors, incorporating regional tastes and limited edition releases to cater to different markets. Flavors such as wasabi, pizza, and even dessert-inspired varieties have been introduced over the years, keeping the brand relevant and exciting for consumers. In recent years, sustainability has become a growing concern, leading to efforts to improve the recyclability of Pringles packaging. While the multi-material composition of the can presents challenges for recycling, Pringles manufacturers are exploring alternative packaging solutions that reduce environmental impact while maintaining product integrity. As technology advances, the future of Pringles manufacturing may include even greater automation, improved energy efficiency, and smarter quality control systems. Artificial intelligence and machine learning could further refine production, ensuring even higher consistency in shape, flavor, and texture. Additionally, new ingredients and production techniques could be developed to create healthier or more sustainable variations of Pringles. The journey of a Lay's potato chip begins long before it reaches the factory. It starts in carefully selected farms, where high-quality potatoes are cultivated under strict agricultural standards. Lay's manufacturers work closely with farmers to ensure that only the best potato varieties are used, focusing on those with the right balance of starch and moisture. This is crucial because the composition of the potato determines how well it crisps during frying and how it absorbs seasoning. The selected varieties are chosen for their ability to produce a light, crunchy texture while maintaining the signature taste that has made Lay's a household name. The potatoes are grown in rich, fertile soil, monitored throughout the growing season to ensure optimal size, shape, and starch content. Farmers pay close attention to irrigation, pest control, and harvesting schedules to meet the brand's high standards. When the potatoes reach the perfect stage of maturity, they are harvested using specialized machinery designed to minimize bruising and damage. The harvested potatoes are loaded into large trucks and transported to Lay's production facilities, where the real transformation begins. Upon arrival at the factory, the potatoes undergo an initial inspection to check for quality, size, and any visible defects. Automated sorting machines and human inspectors work together to identify and remove any potatoes that do not meet the necessary standards. The goal is to ensure that every potato entering the production line will contribute to the consistent, high-quality chips that consumers expect. The selected potatoes are then stored in climate-controlled environments to maintain their freshness until they are ready to be processed. Before they can be turned into chips, the potatoes must be thoroughly cleaned. They pass through high-powered washing systems that remove dirt, pesticides, and any residual soil from the harvesting process. This step is crucial, as even tiny impurities could affect the taste and texture of the final product. The cleaning process uses jets of water and rotating brushes that scrub the potatoes without damaging their structure. After washing, the potatoes move along a conveyor belt toward the peeling station. Peeling is an essential step in ensuring a smooth and uniform surface for slicing. Large industrial peeling machines use abrasion or steam to remove the skin efficiently while preserving as much of the potato as possible. The peeling method used depends on the specific facility, but both techniques are designed to be fast and effective, ensuring that the potatoes retain their natural integrity. Any residual skin is removed by high-pressure water sprays before the potatoes move to the next phase of production. With the potatoes now clean and peeled, they are ready for slicing. The slicing process is one of the most critical steps in determining the texture and crispness of the final chip. The potatoes are fed into high-speed rotary slicers equipped with precision-engineered blades. These blades cut the potatoes into uniformly thin slices, ensuring that each chip cooks evenly. The thickness of the slices varies depending on the type of Lay's chip being produced, whether it's classic, wavy, or kettle cooked. The precision of the slicing process is carefully monitored, as even slight variations in thickness can affect the frying process and overall quality. Once sliced, the potato pieces undergo another quick rinse to remove excess surface starch. This helps prevent the chips from sticking together during frying and contributes to the signature crisp texture. The slices then move through an automated dewatering system, where excess moisture is removed before they enter the frying stage. Proper moisture removal is essential, as too much water content could interfere with the frying process and create inconsistencies in texture. At this point, the sliced and dried potatoes are prepared for frying. The frying process is meticulously controlled to ensure that every chip reaches the perfect level of crispness. Conveyor belts carry the slices toward massive industrial fryers filled with hot oil. The oil temperature is carefully maintained to ensure consistent cooking, and the frying time is precisely measured to achieve the ideal golden brown color. The type of oil used varies depending on the region and product line, but it is always selected for its ability to enhance the flavor and texture of the chips while meeting health and safety standards. As the potato slices enter the fryer, they begin to bubble and sizzle. their moisture rapidly evaporating as they absorb just the right amount of oil. This transformation is what gives Lay's chips their signature crunch. The frying process is closely monitored by sensors and quality control specialists, ensuring that each batch meets the company's strict standards. The duration of frying varies depending on the type of chip, but every second counts in achieving the perfect crispness. The chips continue their journey along the production line, still hot from the fryer. At this stage, they are carefully drained of excess oil using advanced drying techniques. This step is crucial, as too much residual oil could make the chips greasy, while too little could impact their mouthfeel. A fine balance must be maintained to ensure that each chip retains the light, crispy texture that Lay's is known for. With the chips now cooked to perfection, they move forward to the seasoning stage, where their flavor truly comes to life. Lay's offers a wide variety of flavors, from the classic lightly salted to bold, complex seasonings that cater to different tastes and preferences. Each flavor blend is created using a combination of spices, herbs, and other ingredients that have been meticulously tested for balance and intensity. The seasoning process is highly specialized to ensure even distribution, guaranteeing that every chip is coated with the perfect amount of flavor. Before seasoning is applied, the chips pass through a gentle tumbling system that helps prepare them for even coating. This ensures that every chip has an optimal surface for seasoning adherence. A light mist of oil may be added at this stage to help the seasoning stick, ensuring that every bite delivers the intended flavor experience. The seasoning is then evenly sprinkled over the chips using automated dispensers that precisely measure the amount applied. Quality control specialists continuously test and monitor the seasoning levels, ensuring that each batch is consistent. Lay's has developed advanced flavoring systems that use real-time feedback to adjust the seasoning application as needed. This ensures that no chip is under-seasoned or over-seasoned, preserving the product's signature taste. Once the chips have been seasoned to perfection, they continue moving along the production line toward the next stage of the process. The chips must be handled carefully to prevent breakage and ensure they retain their structure as they progress through the factory. The journey is far from over, with several more key steps left before they are ready for packaging and distribution. As the freshly seasoned chips continue moving through the production line, they enter one of the most critical stages of the entire process: quality control. Lay's has built its reputation on delivering chips that are consistent in taste, texture, and appearance. And this is only possible through rigorous inspections at multiple points along the manufacturing process. Each chip must meet exacting standards before it is deemed fit for packaging, so quality control systems are an integral part of the factory's operation. The first stage of quality control involves high-speed cameras and sensors that scan the chips as they pass along the conveyor belt. These cameras are equipped with advanced imaging technology that detects any chips that are misshapen, burnt, undercooked, or broken. If a chip does not meet the specified criteria, it is automatically removed from the production line using precision air jets that quickly and efficiently separate defective chips from the rest. This ensures that only chips of uniform shape, size, and color continue on their journey. Alongside the automated quality control systems, trained inspectors conduct manual checks at various points in the production process. These specialists sample chips from every batch, testing for crunchiness, oil content, seasoning distribution, and overall flavor consistency. Taste tests are regularly performed to ensure that every chip has the signature Lay's flavor profile. If an inconsistency is detected, adjustments can be made immediately to the frying temperature, seasoning application, or oil levels to correct the issue before it affects a large quantity of product. While the chips are still warm, they move along the conveyor belt toward the cooling system. The cooling stage is essential, because the chips must be brought down to a stable temperature before they can be packaged. If the chips were packed while still warm, condensation could form inside the packaging, leading to sogginess or loss of crispness. To prevent this, the chips pass through cooling tunnels where controlled air circulation gradually reduces their temperature. This step ensures that when the chips reach the packaging stage, they maintain their light, crunchy texture. Once cooled, the chips approach another crucial phase, sorting and weighing. The production line is equipped with highly sensitive scales that measure precise portions of chips. These automated weighing systems are programmed to dispense an exact amount of chips into each bag, ensuring consistency across all packages. The portioning must be extremely precise to meet regulatory weight standards and ensure that customers receive the correct amount of product. Any deviations in weight trigger an automatic adjustment in the dispensing system. After portioning, the chips are directed into the bagging machines, where specially designed Lay's packaging material awaits them. The bags are made from multi-layered, high-barrier film that helps protect the chips from moisture, light, and oxygen, 3 factors that can negatively impact their freshness and taste. The packaging is specifically designed to extend shelf life while preserving the signature crunch and flavor. As the chips drop into the open bags, a stream of nitrogen gas is injected into each bag before sealing. This process, known as nitrogen flushing, serves a crucial purpose. By replacing the oxygen inside the bag with nitrogen, the factory prevents oxidation, which can cause the chips to become stale over time. The nitrogen also helps create a cushioning effect inside the bag, preventing the chips from breaking during transportation and handling. The sealed bags are then heat sealed using precision machinery that ensures an airtight closure. Once sealed, the freshly packed bags of Lay's chips move along the conveyor to the final quality control checkpoint. Here, inspectors verify that the bags are sealed properly, that they contain the correct weight, and that there are no issues with the packaging material. Automated sensors scan the bags for any irregularities, such as improper sealing or printing errors on the labels. If any issues are found, the defective bags are removed from the line before they reach distribution. At this point, the bags are ready for bulk packaging. Large robotic arms carefully arrange the individual chip bags into larger cartons or cases, which are then sealed and labeled for shipment. The cases are stacked onto pallets in an optimized configuration to maximize space efficiency in shipping trucks and storage facilities. The pallets are then loaded onto trucks and transported to Lay's distribution centers, where they are sorted based on their destination. While the chips are being prepared for distribution, data is continuously being collected from the production line to track performance and efficiency. Advanced factory management systems monitor every aspect of the manufacturing process, from the amount of raw materials used to the speed of production. This data allows production teams to identify trends, detect potential inefficiencies, and make real-time adjustments to improve overall operations. Lay's chips are manufactured in multiple facilities worldwide, ensuring that they can reach markets across different regions quickly and efficiently. Each factory follows strict food safety guidelines and adheres to regional regulations to maintain high product standards. The factories are designed to operate at peak efficiency while maintaining rigorous hygiene and cleanliness protocols. Workers in the facility adhere to strict sanitation procedures, including wearing protective clothing, gloves, and hairnets to prevent contamination. Even though the chips have left the factory and are on their way to retailers, the process does not stop there. Lay's has extensive logistics networks that ensure a steady supply of chips to stores and vending machines worldwide. Once the shipments arrive at retail locations, store employees follow best practices for stocking the product, making sure that older batches are sold first while newer shipments are placed behind them to maintain freshness. Lay's packaging is also designed for high visibility on store shelves, making it easy for customers to recognize their favorite flavors at a glance. The branding and design of the bags play a crucial role in marketing, with vibrant colors and flavor indicators clearly displayed. The bags are designed not only to protect the chips, but also to appeal to consumers through enticing imagery and messaging that highlights the quality and taste of the product. The popularity of Lay's chips has led to ongoing innovation in flavors, textures, and packaging options. Consumer feedback plays a major role in shaping new product developments, with research and development teams continuously testing new seasonings and chip varieties. Limited edition flavors and region-specific varieties allow Lay's to cater to different preferences across global markets. This constant evolution keeps the brand fresh and exciting for snack lovers worldwide. With the perfectly seasoned and packaged Lay's chips now prepared for distribution, the process continues beyond the factory walls. While the manufacturing process itself is a highly controlled and precise operation, what happens after the chips leave the factory is just as critical to ensuring that consumers receive a fresh, high-quality product. The logistics and supply chain management of Lay's chips play a crucial role in maintaining their availability across grocery stores, vending machines, and online retailers worldwide. Once the sealed bags are loaded into cartons, they are arranged onto pallets with extreme precision to maximize storage space and minimize movement during transportation. Each carton is labeled with important tracking information, including batch numbers, production dates, and expiration dates, allowing for full traceability. This ensures that if any quality issues arise, specific batches can be quickly identified and recalled if necessary. The pallets are then wrapped securely to prevent shifting during shipment, ensuring that the chips inside remain intact. From the factory, these pallets are transported to Lay's regional distribution centers, where they are sorted based on their intended destination. These distribution hubs act as the central points from which shipments are sent out to retail locations. Temperature and humidity levels inside the warehouses are carefully maintained to ensure that the chips do not absorb excess moisture, which could compromise their crisp texture. At this stage, automated inventory management systems help keep track of shipments, ensuring that stores receive the correct quantities and flavors based on regional demand. As the chips are shipped out to grocery stores, convenience stores, gas stations, and other retail locations, the logistics team continuously monitors their movement. The goal is to minimize the time it takes for a freshly produced bag of chips to reach the shelves, preserving the crunch and flavor that customers expect. Lay's supply chain is designed for efficiency, with trucks following optimized routes to deliver products as quickly as possible. In some cases, chips that are produced in the morning can be on store shelves by the afternoon in nearby regions. At retail locations, store employees are trained to handle Lay's chips carefully during stocking. The lightweight nature of the packaging means that the bags can be susceptible to compression if not stacked correctly. Retailers follow strict guidelines to ensure that chips are displayed properly, with newer shipments placed behind older stock to maintain freshness. In vending machines, the placement of Lay's chips is also optimized to prevent excessive movement that could lead to breakage. The careful handling of the product at every stage is what ensures that customers receive whole, unbroken chips when they open a bag. The journey of Lay's chips does not stop at store shelves. Consumer feedback plays a vital role in shaping future production decisions. Lay's has dedicated teams that analyze purchasing trends, customer reviews, and market demands to determine which flavors and varieties are most popular. This data influences everything from production volume to regional flavor innovations, ensuring that Lay's continues to evolve with consumer preferences. In some cases, limited edition flavors are introduced based on feedback, with certain varieties becoming permanent offerings if they prove successful. As technology advances, Lay's continues to refine its production methods to improve efficiency, reduce waste, and enhance sustainability. One of the major challenges in large-scale snack production is minimizing the environmental impact of operations. To address this, Lay's has implemented initiatives to optimize energy usage in factories, improve water conservation during potato processing, and explore more sustainable packaging solutions. One of the key sustainability efforts involves reducing food waste during production. While some defective chips are removed during quality control, they are not simply discarded. Instead, these chips are often repurposed as animal feed or converted into biofuel, ensuring that as little as possible goes to waste. Additionally, potato scraps from the peeling and slicing process are collected and used for other food products or composting. The use of sustainable farming practices is also a priority for Lay's suppliers. Many of the farms that provide potatoes for Lay's have adopted eco-friendly techniques such as crop rotation, reduced pesticide usage, and precision irrigation to minimize water consumption. By working closely with farmers, Lay's ensures that its supply chain remains both environmentally responsible and efficient. Packaging innovation is another area of focus for Lay's as it looks for ways to make its chip bags more eco-friendly. Traditional chip packaging is made from multi-layered plastic film, which is designed to protect the chips from moisture and air exposure. However, the complex nature of this material makes it difficult to recycle. Lay's has been researching alternative packaging solutions that maintain freshness while reducing plastic waste. Some markets have already seen the introduction of biodegradable or recyclable chip bags, with further developments expected in the future. Automation and artificial intelligence are also playing an increasing role in Lay's production process. Advanced AI-driven quality control systems are being used to detect imperfections with greater accuracy than ever before. These systems can analyze thousands of chips per second, ensuring that every batch meets the highest standards. Additionally, robotic automation is improving efficiency in packaging and palletizing, allowing for faster and more precise handling of products. Beyond production, Lay's continues to engage with consumers through marketing, advertising, and promotions. The brand regularly collaborates with chefs, influencers, and food scientists to introduce new flavors and snack innovations. Limited edition seasonal flavors, cross-cultural fusion varieties, and unique textures like extra crispy or extra flavored chips keep the product line dynamic and exciting for customers. One of the most intriguing aspects of Lay's chips is how different regions have their own exclusive flavors, reflecting the local tastes and culinary preferences of different cultures. In Asia, flavors such as seaweed and spicy hot pot are popular, while in North America, barbecue and sour cream and onion remain among the best sellers. Europe has its own set of unique offerings, including flavors inspired by traditional cheeses and herbs. The ability to adapt to different markets while maintaining the core essence of Lay's chips is what has helped the brand maintain its global appeal. At its core, the production of Lay's chips is a blend of science, technology, and tradition. The balance between maintaining the classic quality that customers expect while continuously innovating is what keeps Lay's at the forefront of the snack industry. From the careful selection of potatoes to the high-speed frying process, precise seasoning application, and advanced packaging techniques, every step is optimized to ensure consistency, flavor, and crunch in every bite. The cycle of chip production never truly stops. Even as one batch is being transported to stores, another is already being prepared in the factory. The efficiency of the Lay's production process ensures that there is always a fresh supply of chips available for consumers. The combination of high-tech manufacturing, sustainability initiatives, and a deep understanding of consumer preferences keeps Lay's chips at the top of the snack food market, continuously evolving to meet the changing tastes and expectations of snack lovers around the world. Come on, you're telling me sausages aren't your forever love? You've got to be kidding, because it's almost impossible to leave sausages untouched on the plate. As I felt you deserved to know how factories make your favorite sausages, I've managed to get inside the processing plant. Let's begin with the fresh, clean meat carefully fed into the machine, ensuring it's boneless to avoid any processing issues. It's divided into portions to constantly send them into huge grinders bit by bit. This step-by-step approach guarantees that the meat is perfectly processed without any lumps, achieving perfection in every bite. As they choose to give the sausages a perfect blend and mouth-watering flavors, they work on the mixed meats, which involve frozen meat too. Just to inform you, freezing the meat at low temperatures for a specific duration kills parasites and bacteria, crucial for the safety of sausages. This process not only enhances their shape to perfection, but also extends the shelf life of these savory treats, giving them a smooth, buttery texture. You can see how beautifully the entire meat is shredded and chopped. Buckle up, because it's going to be rich and smooth, just as you like. In the next step, a mix of spices or herbs is added for great flavor. It's all in the blend of spices and meats. Some are spicy with a kick of pepper, while others are mild, so they will cook perfectly. Ice adds moisture to the mixture, so it's added in small amounts to help achieve the desired juiciness and consistency in the final product. Keeping the mixture cold makes it easier to mix the ingredients evenly, ensuring a consistent flavor throughout the sausage production. You can see how the frozen meat and spices blend smoothly into a soft, even texture after being expertly ground, along with a bunch of ice being added in intervals and some other runny but important ingredients. Here come the eggs, a lot of them. These automatic machines are responsible for cracking the eggs and separating the yolks from the whites, because only yolks are needed. This isn't a challenge, thanks to these machines. The yolks are then whisked into the mixture to ensure a lump-free blend. This perfected mixture is then seamlessly integrated into the ground meat, crafting delicious sausages packed with savory flavors and made in countless delicious varieties. Sausages are a favorite food around the world. Now comes the next step, preparing the natural casing for sausages. It's soaked in cool water for at least 30 minutes to several hours, ensuring it's thoroughly washed to remove any residual salt and all prepared. It's moisturized with a touch of water to prevent drying and maintain its perfect form. The sausage mixture is carefully piped into the machine, ensuring it's shaped into specific sizes. See how these sausages emerge, perfectly shaped and glistening with a shiny finish, ready to delight your taste buds. Check out this natural casing holding your favorite sausage material. Just look at that consistency. After cutting, these sausages are coated with various flavorful sauces and undergo a pre-drying procedure for several hours. Your favorite sausages are now undergoing the crowning smoking process, which helps them gain that delicious flavor. This process also serves several purposes, which we'll expose in a bit. Finally, they move to the post-drying stage, where the changing color enhances their delicious appeal. In the next stage, they are prepared with natural sausage casings, evenly and securely tied to avoid air pockets. Stainless steel hooks or wooden rods are used to hang the sausages, ensuring they are evenly spaced to allow for adequate airflow between each one. This thoughtful arrangement ensures that during the drying and smoking process, each sausage receives consistent exposure to smoke and air, enhancing flavor and texture uniformly. Smoking sausages serves two main purposes. First, it adds a delicious smoky flavor that many people love. Secondly, smoking helps extend the shelf life of sausages. The smoke contains natural compounds that act as preservatives, helping to prevent spoilage and bacteria growth. This means sausages can last longer without the need for artificial additives. So yeah, smoking isn't just about taste. It's a smart way to preserve and enhance one of our favorite foods. After completing the drying process, the hanging sausages are carefully removed from the hooks or rods. Their color has transformed beautifully during this stage. Next, they are swiftly fed into a high-speed robotic system, where they are separated with precision using powerful air pressure. As they are getting ready, just imagine them perfectly tucked into a warm bun with mustard and onions. My goodness, I can barely focus now. Of course, how could we forget about the packaging? Each sausage is packed as carefully as it was crafted. They are placed in preset quantities in their desired boxes. Watch powerful hands tirelessly prepare the casing for sausages, but there's also a little friend that helps to fill up these casings automatically. Now they shape each sausage using precise measuring instruments and then carefully mold them by hand, preparing them for the drying process. For drying, each sausage is carefully hung one by one on iron rods, ensuring they attain the perfect shape and form. After a precise inspection to ensure top-notch quality, these savory treasures hang to dry and cure in a controlled environment, where their flavors deepen and mature. Maybe next time, before grabbing another bite of sausages, you will remember and appreciate the effort behind making those delicious sausages you eat. You might know those cheese cravings that refuse to quit until you take that first bite. Who's nodding along with me on this? If you can't resist grabbing a slice, even in the middle of the night, maybe we're in this together. Let's get straight to the stables, where hundreds of these beauties are kept safe and sound. And when I say safe and sound, I mean it. If you're wondering whether these cows are wearing yellow-colored earrings, no, in fact, they've got their number tags, so no cow is left unattended, and every beauty gets equal protocol regularly. You've probably heard that only healthy and happy cows provide nutrient-packed milk, so their diet and cleanliness are top priorities for farmers. Hey, stop. Where are y'all going? Oh, the milking facility. Let me show you around. This is the basic milking process that involves a bit of manual help, like installing the automatic milking devices and noting the required time to remove them immediately. Does that seem like a hassle to you? Worry not. I've saved 100% milking automation for you guys, so stick around until I get permission to show you the most secure and advanced milking facility. You might wonder how these cows cooperate so well. It's quite clear. Each cow is lured to its spot with its favorite food as positive reinforcement. The milking devices literally take a few seconds to detect the milking spots and connect to them automatically. Literally, no human hand is needed. This high-tech milking process can be completed in just 5 to 7 minutes, whereas hand milking can take much longer. Did you know that dairy cows are typically milked 2 to 3 times a day, ensuring a steady supply of fresh milk? It's true. Automated machinery offers immense benefits, yet many still prefer the old-school manual methods. These devices are directly connected to individual drums, where the milk is automatically collected without any outside contact, straight from cows to the drums. One major perk of large-scale milk production in factories is that human effort, once solely for milking, is now redirected to even more valuable tasks. Some advanced technology factories even use sophisticated milk meters to tally up each cow's milk production with high precision. After milking, an automated cleaning system sanitizes the equipment to maintain proper hygiene, keeping things squeaky clean. Large-scale production has now reached sky-high levels as we step into this magical world of mozzarella cheese. Every move follows precise guidelines. First, the fresh milk is poured and pasteurized to make it ready for cheese production, and of course, to kill any possible harmful bacteria present. This man carefully adds rennet, an enzyme, and some starter cultures like lactic acid bacteria to prepare the healthy curd for cheese processing. Rennet helps to coagulate the milk, while the bacteria acidify it, keeping the desired thick consistency of the curd they need. Once the curd reaches the right consistency, they use huge sieves, or special knives, to cut the curd into smaller pieces. This will help the curd to separate from the whey easily. The more it rotates, the more whey gets separated, giving the paramount cheese curd. it's getting easier to transfer into larger pots for further processing. Once collected into bigger, wide-open pots, these curds need to be cooled to room temperature so it's easier to process the cheese curd further. It's good to test any step beforehand rather than improvising the whole thing at a bigger level. Time to shred the large cubes of solid curd into smaller chunks. If you've ever made mozzarella cheese at home, you'd probably know why this step is important, except now it's on a larger scale. As soon as the curd cubes are shredded into fine, smaller chunks, hot water is added through pipes to make the curd flexible for kneading. Yep, it's the most fascinating part of the entire cheese processing. This spinning or kneading is the most difficult part of the process because if you don't soften it just right, the mozzarella won't turn out to be the best you've always loved. But thanks to those experts, they can handle bulk production with so much care, never compromising on our stubborn taste buds. Once the cheese is kneaded perfectly, they just need to make small balls of cheese, and the machines will collect them automatically. Look how conveniently those mini cheese balls come out of their dedicated zones. Using a constantly running water stream makes the process way smoother. Let me walk you through some very curious stuff. Did you know that as cheese ages, it naturally changes its texture? Yes. With time, its moisture content decreases, resulting in a firmer, more crumbly texture that enhances its overall appeal. Some cheeses even develop a protective rind during aging, which not only preserves moisture, but also adds depth to its flavor profile. Unlike traditional manual methods, where each step requires significant human effort and time, automated systems streamline the process, allowing for faster production rates without compromising the integrity of the final product. This results in fresher, longer-lasting products that retain their flavor and texture until they reach consumers' tables. The right pH level ensures curds achieve their perfect texture, whether silky smooth or delightfully firm and stretchy. Who doesn't love vibrant colored ice popsicles in the summer? A special mixture for ice pops is poured into molds of specific shapes and left to set with sticks neatly in place. Of course, its appeal goes beyond just being a treat for kids. After a short time, all it takes is a cool temperature, and they fit perfectly into their molds. Recent research in the United States reveals that bulk ice pop production in factories boosts efficiency by up to 50%, cutting down on production costs while ensuring consistently high-quality treats for everyone to savor. Efficient packaging ensures that the ice pops are properly protected during transportation and storage, maintaining their quality and preventing any damage. Freshly harvested potatoes arrive at the factory, where the chosen potatoes are gently loaded onto a conveyor belt. This belt carries them smoothly into the heart of the washing area, where a steady stream of water showers over them. This stage is crucial for maintaining the potatoes' hygiene and ensuring they are free from any contaminants that could compromise their quality. After the initial rinse, the potatoes enter a brushing and scrubbing phase. Here, soft brushes mounted on rotating cylinders gently massage the potato skins. Once thoroughly washed, the clean potatoes proceed to a drying stage. This step is typically 2 in 1. They dry naturally while moving ahead toward further processing. Peeling, obviously. The potatoes enter the automatic peeling station, where abrasive rollers gently remove their skins. They are then moved to large choppers, which cut the potatoes into uniform chunks. This factory is truly multitasking, as it doesn't only prepare potatoes for silky smooth mashed potatoes, but also for various cuisines. For example, special cutters slice the potatoes into wedge shapes, so potato wedges are no longer a hassle. While some peeled potatoes are sent for further examination, experts pass the good quality potatoes to be cut into halves and packed immediately. Yes, because we can't wait to show you the satisfying process of making mashed potatoes in bulk. To prepare the creamiest and most flavorful mashed potatoes, the experts boil the potatoes right on the spot. While in many households, like mine, where spare time is an issue, already boiled potatoes, cooked a day or two before, are used to make mashed potatoes quickly. These experts know never to compromise on taste. When the potatoes are perfectly boiled, the unnecessary water is drained, and the steamy hot potatoes get their royal treatment in a smooth blender. As the main character, the potatoes are blended while butter is added bit by bit to ensure a thorough and creamy mix. Talk about creamy. To make mashed potatoes even creamier and dreamier, a specific amount of milk is poured in and mixed all over again. This gives the mashed potatoes a smooth texture and perfect consistency, making you crave more. And there you have it. The superheroes have undergone the ultimate transformation and are ready to be served as a delicious creamy side dish or main course. It totally depends on your taste. Never underestimate any small element, even if it's a nozzle, pouring equal quantities of mashed potatoes into every batch. It was truly a team effort. One of the famous international frozen pizza companies is on a mission to create the most delicious pizza ever. They start off with smooth, fluffy dough, which is balled up and spread out neatly in thousands of pizza pans for quick and partial baking. Meanwhile, the pizza sauce is being prepared and spread neatly over the baked dough by automatic machines. No manual help needed. You know cheese could go bad, so before it ruins the entire pizza party, they check it for top-notch quality beforehand. Once it's deemed good enough, the crushers shred entire blocks of cheese and sprinkle it over thousands of pizzas to give them a perfect texture. Some more cheese slices are neatly added on top. Finally, they pour on other sauces and ingredients, preparing the pizzas to be frozen right away. The pizzas are covered with a transparent food sheet and packed into boxes to keep them fresh and preserved. These machines don't demand appreciation, but they deserve it, don't they? So hit the like button for the sake of these and many other robotic machines working tirelessly to give you perfect outcomes every time. Just check out how this ordinary looking dough transforms into perfect buns with a single push of a button. Yes, this entire automation doesn't involve any manual help. Once balled up and rested in their dedicated pans, these fluffy dough balls rise for a couple of minutes. The vacuum then blows off extra crumbs, giving them a neat, finished look. When the buns are perfectly baked, they're all set to get dressed. If you like our video, please give it a thumbs up and support us in creating more content for you guys. As I always say, you're all we have. Look at those nozzles pouring delicious jam onto each half, giving you the best mouth-bursting flavors. Let's indulge in the golden sweetness of honey candies, where each bite is a taste of pure honey. Here, the process begins with a blend of pure honey and other required ingredients, transformed by super smart rollers into a thick, delightful mixture. This mixture is rolled out consistently and kneaded thoroughly. Just look at that consistency. It's so rich and smooth. It's amazing how these machines continuously knead the candy material without taking a break to ensure it perfectly meets your standards. Now, the little automated machines ensure that each candy gets the perfect and desired shape and cut. As the candies move through the production line, quality control sensors monitor each piece. These sensors check for consistency in size, shape, and texture. Once the candies have cooled and set, they are transferred to the wrapping machine. This machine wraps each batch of candies in protective packaging, keeping them fresh and preventing them from sticking together. Each pack holds around 9 candies, loved worldwide for their pure taste and eye-catching packaging. The wrapped candies are then packaged into boxes using large-scale packaging machinery. This step prepares the candies for distribution, ready for shipping. Stop messing with your sweet tooth. Nature. Not everything sweet is worth tasting. So grab only your favorite honey top biscuits that are rich in taste and super affordable. Do tell me when you find one. Jelly Belly candies are true gummy delights that are crispy on the outside, but burst with mouthfuls of liquid flavor the moment you munch them. First, the ingredients are mixed together in a large machine until the mixture is just right. Once the mix is ready, the machines pour it into molds to shape the candies. Now it's time for their rest, which doesn't take too long. Once the candies cool down, they're removed from the molds and spun in a special machine to ensure they're the perfect size, shape, and texture. This process creates countless candies with tons of flavors to try. With so many different flavors, there's a Jelly Belly for every mood, and you're sure to find one you love. They ensure everyone can enjoy their favorite candy flavor and have a great time eating it. With so many different tastes, from fruity to sweet and everything in between, you'll never get bored. These treats turn snacking into a fun journey, letting you discover your new favorite flavor with every bite. When it comes to comparing super smart machines with human hands, robotic machines take the cake. They do everything super fast, perfectly, and with precision. Like right now, these machines are helping to create thousands of baked crusts to be filled with sweet and savory sauces for bakeries and restaurants. Loads of fresh meat are brought in and fed into a super fast chopping machine. This machine cuts it all into equal-sized pieces and neatly packs them into cans. Each tin is sealed tight and labeled with robotic precision in very little time. Creating perfect and smooth dough is a challenging task for human hands. However, for these magical machines, shaping dough into equal-sized pieces is no big deal. Once the dough is ready, the balls are prepared and undergo a smooth waffle-making process. This machine rolls and bakes the dough balls simultaneously, ensuring no additional time is wasted, with the results being absolutely flawless. In today's busy times, sandwiches are considered the perfect meal. Just pair one with a cup of coffee or tea for an easy energy boost. Advanced machinery prepares these sandwiches automatically, taking less time than you can imagine while packing a full energy punch. Different fruit flavors become uniquely delicious when transformed into sweet delights like candies. Robotic machines ensure these flavors are smooth and their textures consistent, making the taste incredibly delicious and enhanced. Robotic systems cut, shape, and create perfectly equal-sized candies in bulk in the blink of an eye. The candies are then moved to be wrapped in beautiful, eye-catching wrappers, ready to be enjoyed. Watch as these machines make the perfect donut-shaped sponge cakes, which are later topped and dipped into creamy, rich chocolate. Each donut is uniformly crafted and beautifully finished. To enhance the creamy flavor, a drizzle of chocolate syrup is added on top to make every bite a delightful experience. Once finished, they move on to the next process. The journey begins with sourcing green coffee beans. Factories procure these beans in large quantities from coffee-growing regions such as Brazil, Colombia, Vietnam, and Ethiopia. Since instant coffee requires consistent flavor profiles, manufacturers often blend beans from various regions to create a balanced and standardized flavor. Upon arrival at the factory, the green coffee beans are subjected to rigorous quality control checks. Samples are tested for size, moisture content, and defects to ensure the beans meet the factory's standards for processing. Once approved, the beans are stored in massive silos made of food-grade stainless steel or aluminum to protect them from contamination, pests, and humidity. These silos are equipped with automated systems that precisely dispense beans onto the production line. The first major step in processing the beans is cleaning. Coffee beans, even after being cleaned at their origin, may still contain impurities such as dirt, stones, sticks, or metal fragments. In the factory, the cleaning process involves several stages. Vibrating screens sift the beans to remove large debris, while air classifiers blow away lighter materials like husks or dust. Magnets are used to extract any metallic particles. Some factories also employ optical sorting machines, which use cameras and sensors to identify and remove defective beans or foreign objects. This thorough cleaning ensures that only high-quality beans proceed to the roasting stage. Roasting is a critical step in developing the rich, complex flavors of coffee. Factories use industrial coffee roasters, which can process thousands of pounds of beans per hour. The roasting process is controlled by highly advanced systems that allow operators to customize the roast profile for specific flavor outcomes. For instant coffee, medium to dark roasts are commonly used, as they bring out bold flavors that translate well into the final soluble product. Roasting temperatures typically range between 370 and 540 degrees Fahrenheit, depending on the desired flavor profile. During roasting, the beans undergo the Maillard reaction, a chemical process that creates the characteristic aromas and flavors of coffee. The roasting equipment includes temperature sensors and real-time monitoring systems to ensure uniform roasting across large batches. Once the roasting is complete, the beans are cooled rapidly to stop the roasting process and prevent overcooking. Factories use air cooling systems or water spray cooling, depending on the setup. Cooling is an important step, as improperly cooled beans can lose their flavor or become brittle. After cooling, the beans are sent to grinding machines. The grinding stage reduces the roasted coffee beans into smaller particles, which will be used for the brewing process. Factories use industrial grinders, such as roller mills or hammer mills, capable of producing a consistent grind size. The grind size is crucial because it affects the extraction process that follows. For instant coffee, a relatively coarse grind is typically used to optimize the brewing process in the factory. The ground coffee is then stored in intermediate holding bins, where it is kept fresh until it is ready to be brewed. Brewing is the next major step in instant coffee production, and it is carried out on an industrial scale. Massive brewing systems, similar to oversized percolators, are used to extract the soluble compounds from the ground coffee. These systems consist of large stainless steel extraction tanks or columns, which are designed to hold thousands of gallons of water and coffee grounds. Hot water is circulated through the coffee grounds at precise temperatures and pressures, mimicking the brewing process used at home, but on a much larger scale. Typically, water temperatures range between 190 and 205 degrees Fahrenheit, and the brewing time is carefully controlled to maximize flavor extraction while minimizing bitterness. The brewed coffee concentrate, a liquid containing the extracted soluble compounds, is then filtered to remove the spent coffee grounds. Factories use advanced filtration systems, such as centrifugal separators or fine mesh filters, to ensure that no solid particles remain in the liquid. The spent grounds are often dried and repurposed as fertilizer or biomass fuel, making use of every part of the raw material. At this stage, the coffee concentrate is a highly aromatic liquid but it is still far from the final product. The challenge is to transform this liquid concentrate into a stable, dry, and soluble form. Factories use one of two main methods for this: spray drying or freeze drying. Spray drying is a fast and cost-effective method that is commonly used to produce instant coffee powder. The coffee concentrate is first preheated to reduce its moisture content. It is then pumped into a tall, spray drying chamber equipped with nozzles that disperse the liquid into fine droplets. At the same time, hot air, typically around 480 degrees Fahrenheit, is blown into the chamber. As the droplets fall through the chamber, the water in the coffee concentrate rapidly evaporates, leaving behind fine coffee powder. Spray drying is efficient and capable of processing large volumes, but the high temperatures can sometimes lead to a slight loss of flavor and aroma. Freeze drying, on the other hand, is a more delicate and sophisticated process that better preserves the natural flavors and aromas of coffee. The coffee concentrate is first frozen at extremely low temperatures, usually around 40 degrees Fahrenheit, to form solid slabs or granules. These frozen coffee pieces are then placed in a vacuum chamber. Inside the chamber, the frozen water in the coffee undergoes sublimation, a process where ice turns directly into vapor without passing through the liquid phase. This method requires precise control of temperature and pressure and takes longer than spray drying, but it produces high-quality granules of instant coffee that dissolve easily in water. After the drying process, the instant coffee is sifted and graded by particle size to ensure uniformity. Any oversized or undersized particles are removed, and the coffee is blended to create a consistent final product. Factories conduct rigorous quality control tests at this stage, including flavor analysis, solubility testing, and moisture content measurement. These tests ensure that the instant coffee meets the desired standards for flavor, aroma, and texture. Packaging is the final step in the production process, and it is designed to protect the coffee from moisture and preserve its freshness. The dried instant coffee is transported to high-speed filling machines, which dispense precise amounts of coffee into jars, tins, or pouches. Factories use nitrogen flushing systems to replace oxygen in the packaging, as oxygen can degrade the coffee over time. The jars are sealed with airtight lids, while pouches are heat-sealed to maintain freshness. After sealing, the packages move to labeling stations, where automated systems apply branding, ingredient lists, and expiration dates. Each package undergoes a final inspection using vision systems to ensure there are no defects in the seals or labels. Once approved, the packages are packed into cartons or cases using robotic packing systems and prepared for shipping. Pallets of instant coffee are stacked and wrapped for stability before being loaded onto trucks or containers for global distribution. Throughout the entire process, factories rely on advanced automation and engineering to ensure efficiency and consistency. Programmable logic controllers and supervisory control and data acquisition systems monitor and control every stage of production, from roasting and brewing to drying and packaging. Real-time data on temperature, pressure, humidity, and other parameters allows operators to make precise adjustments as needed, minimizing waste and ensuring high-quality output. Hygiene and food safety are also paramount in instant coffee production. Production areas are designed with food-grade stainless steel surfaces, seamless flooring, and clean room environments to prevent contamination. Positive air pressure systems are used to keep airborne particles out of critical areas, and employees are required to follow strict hygiene protocols, including wearing protective clothing and adhering to cleaning schedules. Factories are regularly inspected and certified to meet international food safety standards. Inside a tea factory, the transformation of fresh tea leaves into the familiar tea bags, loose leaf tea, or powdered varieties is a carefully orchestrated process. It is a seamless blend of tradition, precision engineering, and science. Every step of the way, from leaf intake to packaging, is designed to preserve the flavor, aroma, and quality that tea enthusiasts have come to expect. While the type of tea being produced, whether black, green, oolong, or white, dictates specific steps in the process, the overall journey is one of meticulous attention to detail, where both manual expertise and advanced machinery play vital roles. The process begins at the tea gardens, where leaves from the Camellia sinensis plant are plucked at peak quality. For most teas, workers handpick only the top 2 leaves and a bud from each branch, as these tender parts of the plant produce the best flavor and aroma. After harvesting, the leaves are transported to the factory as quickly as possible to prevent spoilage or fermentation during transit. Many tea factories are strategically located near plantations to minimize delays and ensure freshness. Upon arrival at the factory, the tea leaves are weighed and inspected for quality. Modern tea factories are equipped with automated intake systems that separate leaves from debris such as twigs or foreign matter. Vibrating conveyor belts or mechanical sieves are commonly used at this stage to remove unwanted materials. For higher grade teas, additional manual inspections may be carried out to ensure only the finest leaves proceed to the next step. The fresh leaves are then carefully spread out in thin layers on large trays or conveyor belts, marking the beginning of the first stage in tea processing. Withering. Withering is a critical step in tea production, as it reduces the moisture content of the fresh tea leaves and prepares them for the subsequent stages of processing. In the factory, withering is typically carried out in withering troughs, long, shallow trays equipped with a system of fans and controlled airflow. Fresh tea leaves are laid out on these trays, and air is circulated over them for several hours to slowly remove moisture. For black tea, withering may last anywhere from 12 to 18 hours, while green tea requires a shorter withering time, as it needs to retain more of its fresh, grassy flavor. Temperature and humidity are carefully controlled using automated climate systems to ensure consistent results. During this stage, the leaves become softer and more pliable, making them ready for rolling. The next stage is rolling, where the tea leaves are twisted and shaped to release their essential oils and initiate oxidation if required, as with black and oolong teas. Factories use large mechanical rolling machines equipped with heavy, grooved plates or rollers. These machines apply pressure to the leaves, breaking down their cell walls and releasing their natural juices. The released juices react with oxygen in the air, beginning the oxidation process that gives black tea its characteristic flavor and color. Rolling machines can be adjusted to produce different shapes and textures depending on the type of tea being made. For example, green teas may be rolled into tight pellets for varieties like gunpowder tea, while black teas are often left in long, wiry shapes. At this point, the production process diverges depending on the type of tea being manufactured. For black tea, oxidation is the next key step. Oxidation, often mistakenly referred to as fermentation, is a chemical process that darkens the tea leaves and develops the rich, robust flavors associated with black tea. In factories, oxidation typically takes place in large, temperature-controlled rooms, where rolled tea leaves are spread out on trays or conveyor belts. These rooms maintain a controlled environment with high humidity and a temperature of around 77 to 86 degrees Fahrenheit. The leaves are periodically monitored to ensure they achieve the desired level of oxidation, which can take anywhere from 30 minutes to several hours, depending on the tea. As the leaves oxidize, they turn from green to a reddish-brown color, releasing the aromatic compounds that define black tea. In contrast, for green tea production, oxidation is intentionally prevented. To preserve the vibrant green color and fresh vegetal flavor of the leaves, factories employ a process called fixation, also known as kill green. This step involves heating the leaves immediately after rolling to deactivate the enzymes that cause oxidation. Factories use either steam or dry heat for this purpose. For Japanese-style green teas, like sencha, the leaves are steamed in specialized machines, while Chinese-style green teas are often pan-fried in large heated woks or rotating drum roasters. Fixation requires precise temperature control, as overheating can burn the leaves and underheating can fail to stop oxidation completely. Once oxidation or fixation is complete, the next step is drying, which reduces the moisture content of the tea to make it shelf stable. Drying is typically carried out in large industrial dryers or ovens equipped with temperature controls and airflow systems. Conveyor belt dryers, in which the leaves are gradually moved through a heated chamber, are common in large-scale tea factories. The temperature during drying ranges from 194 to 248 degrees Fahrenheit, depending on the type of tea and the desired final moisture content, which is usually around 3 to 5%. This step is crucial for locking in the flavor and aroma of the tea while ensuring it will not spoil during storage. After drying, the tea leaves are sorted and graded. In the sorting process, leaves are separated by size, shape, and quality using a combination of vibrating sieves, air separators, and optical sorting machines. Whole leaves, broken leaves, and small particles are separated into different grades, which are used for various tea products. For instance, whole leaves are often reserved for premium loose-leaf teas, while smaller particles are used for tea bags. Some factories also employ advanced laser sorting machines that can detect and remove any remaining foreign objects or off-spec leaves. Blending is another key step in tea production, especially for brands that aim to create consistent flavor profiles. Many teas are blended by mixing leaves from different regions, harvests, or even types of tea. Blending is carried out in large rotating drums or mixing machines, where precise quantities of different teas are combined to achieve the desired flavor. For flavored teas, additional ingredients such as dried fruit pieces, herbs, or essential oils are added during this stage. For example, Earl Grey tea is made by blending black tea leaves with bergamot oil, while chai blends often include spices like cinnamon, cardamom, and cloves. Once the tea has been blended and sorted, it is ready for packaging. Packaging is a highly automated process in modern tea factories. For loose-leaf tea, the leaves are weighed and sealed in airtight bags, tins, or foil-lined pouches to preserve freshness. For tea bags, the leaves are measured and packed into filter paper, which is then cut and sealed into individual tea bags using high-speed machines. Many factories also produce pyramid-shaped tea bags, which allow for larger leaves and better infusion. After filling, the tea bags are placed into cartons or boxes, which are sealed and labeled with branding, lot numbers, and expiration dates. Throughout the entire process, quality control plays a vital role in ensuring the tea meets rigorous standards. Factories employ trained tea tasters who sample the tea at various stages of production to assess its flavor, aroma, and appearance. Advanced laboratory equipment is also used to measure moisture content, microbial activity, and other parameters that affect the quality and safety of the final product. Additionally, factories must comply with food safety regulations and certifications, such as ISO 22000 or HACCP, to ensure their tea is safe for consumption. Cocoa powder, the cornerstone of countless recipes from rich chocolate cakes to creamy hot cocoa, is the product of a complex and fascinating manufacturing process that combines agricultural expertise with advanced industrial engineering. Behind every tin or packet of cocoa powder lies a detailed, multi-step operation where raw cacao beans are transformed into the fine, flavorful powder that has become a staple ingredient in kitchens around the world. This process begins on cacao farms and culminates in a factory where specialized equipment and precise techniques ensure the consistency, flavor, and quality of the finished product. Let's take an in-depth journey into how cocoa powder is made, exploring each stage of the process, from bean to powder. The story of cocoa powder begins with the cacao tree, which thrives in tropical regions near the equator, such as West Africa, Southeast Asia, and Central and South America. The cacao tree produces pods that contain cacao beans surrounded by a sweet, sticky pulp. These beans are the raw material for cocoa powder. Once harvested, the pods are split open to extract the beans, which are then immediately subjected to the first critical step in the process: fermentation. Fermentation is a natural and essential process that develops the flavor precursors in cacao beans. After being removed from the pods, the beans and their surrounding pulp are placed into shallow wooden boxes or large banana leaf-lined baskets, where they ferment over a period of 5 to 7 days. During this time, natural yeasts and bacteria break down the sugars in the pulp, generating heat and causing the temperature in the fermentation pile to rise significantly, often reaching over 120 degrees Fahrenheit. This heat triggers a series of chemical reactions within the beans, developing their characteristic chocolate flavor while reducing bitterness. The beans are turned periodically to ensure even fermentation and prevent spoilage. Once fermentation is complete, the beans are removed from the boxes or baskets and sent to the next stage: drying. Drying is critical for stabilizing the fermented beans and reducing their moisture content to a level suitable for storage and transport. Traditionally, cacao beans are dried under the sun, spread out in thin layers on large drying racks or patios, and turned regularly with wooden rakes to ensure even drying. In modern cocoa production, factories may use mechanical dryers when weather conditions are unsuitable for sun drying or to speed up the process. These machines blow heated air over the beans to achieve the target moisture content, which is usually around 6 to 7%. Proper drying is essential because any excess moisture could lead to mold growth during storage or shipping. Once dried, the beans are sorted, graded, and packed into jute bags or bulk containers, ready for shipment to processing facilities. Upon arriving at the cocoa processing factory, the dried cacao beans are carefully inspected for quality. Factories use advanced optical sorting machines equipped with cameras and lasers to identify and remove defective beans, such as those that are cracked, moldy, or undersized. Any remaining debris, like stones or twigs, is removed using vibrating screens and air separators. Once the beans are cleaned, they are stored in large silos made of food-grade stainless steel, which protects them from contamination while allowing for easy access as the beans move through the production line. The first step inside the factory is roasting, a critical stage that brings out the rich chocolatey aroma and flavor of the beans. Industrial roasters are designed to handle large volumes of cacao beans, roasting them at precise temperatures that can range from 250 to 300 degrees Fahrenheit. The exact temperature and duration of roasting depend on the type of cocoa powder being produced, as darker roasts develop more intense flavors, while lighter roasts preserve subtle fruity or floral notes. During roasting, the shells of the beans become brittle, and the internal nibs, which contain the cocoa solids and cocoa butter, begin to separate from the shell. Sensors and computer-controlled systems monitor the roasting process to ensure consistency across batches. Once roasting is complete, the beans are rapidly cooled, using air or water to prevent overcooking. The next stage is winnowing, where the roasted beans are cracked open to separate the nibs from the outer shells. This process is carried out using winnowing machines, which use a combination of mechanical rollers and air currents to break the shells and blow them away. The result is a pile of clean, roasted nibs, which are the purest form of cacao and the raw material for all cocoa products. The nibs are then ground into a thick, viscous liquid known as cocoa liquor, despite containing no alcohol. The grinding process involves heavy-duty industrial grinders, such as roller mills or stone grinders, which crush the nibs into tiny particles. This process releases the natural cocoa butter within the nibs, creating a smooth liquid that flows easily. The particle size is reduced to less than 30 microns during this stage to ensure a silky texture. Cocoa liquor is the base ingredient for many chocolate products, but for cocoa powder production, the focus shifts to separating the two main components of the liquor, cocoa solids and cocoa butter. The separation of cocoa solids and cocoa butter is achieved through pressing. Cocoa liquor is fed into hydraulic or screw presses, which apply immense pressure, up to 6,000 pounds per square inch, to squeeze out the cocoa butter. This process leaves behind a solid cake of compressed cocoa solids. The extracted cocoa butter is collected and filtered for use in other products, such as chocolate bars, cosmetics, or pharmaceuticals. Meanwhile, the cocoa cake, which still contains a small amount of residual fat, becomes the foundation for cocoa powder. The cocoa cake is cooled and broken into smaller chunks before being fed into pulverizing machines, where it is ground into a fine powder. Factories use various types of grinding equipment, such as pin mills or ball mills, to achieve the desired particle size for cocoa powder. This step is critical for ensuring that the final product has a consistent texture and dissolves easily in liquids. The fineness of cocoa powder can vary depending on its intended use. For example, baking-grade cocoa powder is typically ground finer than drinking cocoa. At this point, the cocoa powder is almost ready, but one additional process may take place depending on the type of cocoa being produced: alkalization, also known as Dutch processing. Alkalization involves treating the cocoa powder with an alkaline solution, such as potassium carbonate. This process neutralizes the natural acidity of the cocoa, darkens its color, and gives it a smoother, milder flavor. Alkalized cocoa powder is often used in baking and beverages, as its reduced acidity reacts differently with leavening agents like baking soda. Once the cocoa powder is fully processed, it undergoes rigorous quality control tests to ensure it meets the manufacturer's standards. Samples are tested for flavor, color, pH levels, fat content, and particle size. Factories use advanced laboratory equipment, such as spectrophotometers and viscometers, to measure these properties with precision. Any deviations from the desired specifications are identified and corrected before the product moves to the packaging stage. Packaging is the final step in the production process, and it plays a critical role in preserving the freshness and quality of the cocoa powder. The powder is first sifted to remove any clumps or oversized particles, ensuring a uniform texture. It is then transferred to automated filling machines, which dispense precise amounts of cocoa powder into containers, such as tins, pouches, or bulk bags. For retail packaging, the containers are often flushed with nitrogen gas before sealing to remove oxygen and prevent spoilage. Labels are applied to the packages, including information such as the brand, product type, lot number, and expiration date. Once packaged, the cocoa powder undergoes a final round of inspections, where advanced vision systems check for defects such as improper sealing, misaligned labels, or damaged containers. The finished products are then packed into cartons or cases using robotic packaging systems. Palletizing robots stack the cartons neatly onto pallets, which are shrink-wrapped for stability and loaded onto trucks or shipping containers for distribution. Firstly, that beast machine steps into the fields and starts shaking, loosening the peanuts from the roots and turning them inside out. After the plants are dug up, they're left to dry in the sun for a few days. Now the excess moisture is removed from the peanuts, and they are ready to be picked up. Here come those bulky mechanical friends to do this job. Way much easier than it seems. It picks up the dried plants, separates the peanuts from other debris, and collects them in a hopper. From the last decade, China has been the largest producer of peanuts, and this strategic country usually makes a final count of around 20 million tons of peanuts every year. We have arrived at the facility where the entire peanut pile is fed into the cleaning setup. The unwanted stuff, like stones, twigs, and other foreign materials, is removed through pre-screening. This deshelling process is most satisfying when the machines delicately remove the outer shells of peanuts and reveal that beautiful, potential, and healthy nut we all were waiting for. Hang in there for a moment. They need to inspect manually for a quality check before they send the peanuts towards seed coating removing machines. Here, with gentle shaking, a lot of air pressure, and proper programming, that brownish skin is removed from the peanuts. The peanuts are treated with a medium boiling process to lock their texture and flavor and sanitize them by killing off any harmful bacteria or microorganisms by keeping the approximate boiling temperature near 121 stacking Celsius. However, it varies from company to company. As soon as the hopper is filled with the boiled peanuts, they are immediately packed and sealed in cans for distribution. These roasted peanuts are going to transform into something super buttery and delicious. Following a little roasting, the peanuts are cooled down to reach a temperature that is safe for handling and prevents them from becoming too hot or soggy during grinding. Those chosen peanuts take a trip towards this grinder and start revealing the smooth, buttery paste we all crave. It keeps grinding the peanuts until it reaches the desired smoothness, and the magic ingredients that will enhance the flavor keep being added little by little. This whirlwind of crushing and blending turns those nuts into pure deliciousness until it's homogenization. This step is chaos that gives way to harmony. Through higher pressure, the peanut butter gains its final and smooth texture. Witness this final stage where the bottles are getting filled and sealed to secure the fresh peanut butter inside. Automated machines, like filling and cap sealing machines, work tirelessly, ensuring each jar is brimming with creamy goodness. Each jar gets dressed up, ready to impress on the supermarket shelf. Whether spread on toast, topped over ice cream, or simply enjoyed with a spoonful, chocolate peanut butter never fails to delight the senses. Chocolate peanut butter serves the taste buds with its rich, creamy texture and harmonious blend of sweet and nutty flavors. Look at those different patterns those machines are creating to give us that satisfying sight. It's more like a powerhouse of protein and other essentials for muscle repair and growth. It's delicious and satisfies your hunger between meals. Those roasted peanuts are ready for a delicious chocolate coating. This chocolate coating process requires precision to ensure each peanut is evenly coated. After coating, the peanuts are left to cool and harden. Once cooled, they are carefully packaged into food-grade safe containers for distribution and sale. Have you ever tried these? Honestly, I never have. If we talk about those chilled, delightful ice creams, you all know it's pretty popular around the globe. Every day in the United States, people consume around 50 million ice cream pints. That's enough to fill more than 9 Olympic-sized swimming pools. Whether it's a hot summer day or a chilly winter evening, Americans' love for this sweet treat stays strong all year round. And why wouldn't it? Just look at how creamy, rich, and delightful they are. Have you ever tried these Taiwanese crackers? They are pretty familiar and loved by many, from adults to children. In addition to their delicious taste and texture, Taiwanese crackers are also celebrated for their simplicity. Made from basic ingredients, they create a magical burst of flavors inside your mouth. Their straightforward approach allows the natural flavors to shine through, resulting in an authentic and satisfying snacking experience. These snacks come in a range of textures, from crispy and airy to dense and crunchy. In the last few years, there have been several conspiracies about their oil spraying, but I don't think it is a problem. Because if you dig deeper, snacking as a whole would be considered unhealthy. But after much time, a little snacking won't hurt. Do you agree? No doubt at least their production is pretty satisfying to watch. Check out the magical power of these automated systems for juice-filling sectors, where every drop counts, reducing electricity consumption. You will barely see more than a few workers working around because of the efficient automation. Talking about these bulky productions is my love language. I always fall for them. Do you? If it's a yes, we are the same, bro. So cheers to that. I want you to comment down below and let us all know whether you prefer bottled or fresh juices and why that is. Think you had a hard time scooping out the sweet and juicy flesh from the pineapple shell? I ruined 4 large pineapples just to bring out a nice pineapple ring. Didn't waste the rest though. Surprisingly, burger meat patties are low in carbs. A beef patty typically has none unless extras are added. These delicious burger patties are full of energy and nutrients, perfect for fueling your day in the most appealing ways you have ever imagined. Dried apricots are far healthier, sweet-dried fruits that can be enjoyed on their own as a satisfying snack or added to various dishes like salads, oatmeal, trail. If we need to make that yummiest jam, we probably should focus on the healthy growth of the fruits too. Now this matter is being set under a strict guide. But yeah, giving those pots the healthier and fluffy mud with the precise amount of materials. Now these robots start at the bottom by planting strawberry plants in containers or pouches. Water is essential, so they water each pot carefully to keep the strawberries happy and hydrated. When the strawberries grow big and red, it's time to pick them. For this purpose, this gigantic robot activates its clutches to delicately pick the ripened strawberries only. Since they're on different levels, it's easy to reach and pluck the delicious berries. This entire automation is so beautiful and satisfying. How these robots peculiarly pick up the strawberry from the stem and cut it without harming it. In botanical terms, berries have their seeds inside the flesh, but strawberry seeds are on the outside, so they didn't consider it in the berry list. Those fresh strawberries have arrived at their final destination, and here they will get even royal treatment. Just a little stop for a weight check. Once they make sure the demanded number of strawberries has arrived, they take them to the sorting units. And you better know what's going to be here with them. Of course, keeping you in mind, they're going to take that stack of strawberries for a manual check and make sure that only good quality strawberries are going further. Once they're sure of that, they let them pass on until they reach safe hands. Yep, these people are going to place each strawberry in that mold for the game-changing results. These robots automatically detect the green hull of a strawberry and beautifully just remove it without harming any other inch of the fruit. This is mind-blowing. Everything is under mechanical control. You can see how sharp eyes they have. Come on, they're doing this for you. Strawberries grow close to the ground, making them more susceptible to dirt, sand, and even tiny insects. The first wash, often a combination of water and little vibrations, removes these surface impurities. That's very important. But you know, fruits and veggies like these need another bath too. That's why they're given a second wash, often involving specialized sprays or misting with solutions like chlorine dioxide, which takes care of the tougher particles like pesticide residues and bacteria. This double trouble approach ensures the strawberries are as clean and safe as possible. They care about you. We care about you. See how honored we are to have you, just like these red, juicy strawberries. These fresh strawberries are now put into these containers. Yep, that's how you get the true and fresh flavor of frozen strawberries, because they are the same as, what to say, straight from farms to your plate. They are packed and firmly sealed to lock the pulpy fruit inside the food-grade containers. Just check out that large number of cans. Secondly, they use some of the frozen strawberries to make that glittery, yummy strawberry jam. All these frozen berries are put into the carriers to take them to the next stop, which is to load them into a container to add further ingredients. As the strawberries are loaded, now it's time to add further ingredients like sugar. They make sure the jam looks good, tastes good, and has the perfect texture. Once the handsome amount of sugar is poured, they need to control those figures and machines' capabilities by playing with some important buttons. The hot water tub is ready for these beautiful entities to enter and get bathed in the sweet syrup. What are they peeking at? Okay, the real drama has just begun. Once all the pulp comes to mix in that syrup, they put that material through sieves. This is important to give you that pulpless, smooth, jiggly jelly jam. Mixing, and more mixing. Everything is heated up in big pots or machines to make the strawberries blend and taste awesome. A special thing called pectin is added to make the jam just the right thickness. It's time to cook the material until it reaches its perfect texture, and that desired texture can be seen here. I think it's done. Yep, he's going to test the jam base to see if it's ready or needs to be cooked more. And yeah, it's good to go. Now the final process begins, to churn the mixture, to add a little more smoothness and to cool it side by side. A little now, it's like letting the flavors and texture settle and become best friends before they get packed into jars. And just wait, here we go. The whole warm jam base is ready. More close up here. It is, that creamy, smooth flow of my favorite jam. It's driving me crazy. Okay, time to pour that base and lock it in the jars. For that, these empty and starving bottles arrive. They are first neatly organized properly. The jam is carefully poured into jars all by itself. This process is usually automated in factories, with machines making sure each jar gets the right amount of fruity goodness. Here, we reach their sealing stage, where lots of lids are first picked in a proper style, beautifully conveyed to the roller coaster sort of belt, and finally to the sealing section where machines tightly seal the jars with lids. Okay, all those bottles are washed after being tightly sealed so that whatever sweetness remains on the outer side of the jars will be bathed away. We're now in the sticker section, where the robots will conveniently wrap stickers around these bottles so you will easily identify it's factory sealed. And of course, read that chart before eating anything. It's a good habit though. If you do, well, I don't. There's another technique too to add the labels one by one. All the bottles are labeled from whatever company they belong to and then piled up in the containers for the final bulk packaging. Bye-bye jam bottles. Don't forget my address and reach me soon. These mini jam bottles are filled up with the same freshness of fruit pulp and flavor to enrich your taste buds. Are those little nasty jam packets? You know, the ones at restaurants tucked next to the bread basket, bursting with fruity sunshine in one tiny bite. They're more than just sugar bombs. They might be tiny, but they're full of flavors to serve as starters for every meal. Also, these bite-sized marbles help stop food waste and make sure every spoonful is just right. These machines are the backbone of many industries, from food production to textile manufacturing to construction. With their robust blades and precise cutting mechanisms, they're built to tackle even the toughest materials. Imagine a scene where smoky aromas fill the air as meat sizzles on the grill, tantalizing taste buds with every flip and sear. Curious about the staggering output of flatbread producing machines in a single day? Prepare to be amazed. These efficient marvels can churn out an impressive number of flatbreads thanks to their high-speed capabilities and precision engineering. Depending on the size and capacity of the machine, production numbers can vary widely, ranging from thousands to even tens of thousands of flatbreads per day. Crafted with the finest ingredients and expert techniques, our pastries are a symphony of flavors and textures. Meet chocolate depositors, the sweet secret behind every delectable treat. Hazelnuts are packed with nutrients like protein, healthy fats, fiber, and various vitamins and minerals. Not only do they promote heart health and aid in weight management, but they also support brain function and contribute to healthy skin and hair. These little blue gems are packed with antioxidants, which help fight off harmful molecules in our bodies and keep us feeling great. Motivate us to create more satisfying videos like these and smash the like button. These factories aren't just about quantity, they're about crafting quality too, ensuring that each slice of salami delivers a burst of savory perfection. Removing the skin helps trim down on excess fat and calories. You see, much of the fat in chicken resides in the skin, so by peeling it off, you're opting for a leaner, healthier option. Additionally, without the skin acting as a barrier, marinades and seasonings can penetrate the meat more effectively, enhancing flavor throughout. Talking about almonds, you must eat them daily so you can remember us and keep watching our videos. Cheese holds a special place on plates globally, with millions indulging in its creamy goodness daily. Hey, if you're enjoying this video, make sure you hit that like button so we'll know how many people are interested in watching our upcoming videos. The ancient Egyptians were one of the first civilizations to enjoy sweets, using honey as a primary sweetener. That minced meat, also known as ground meat, is incredibly versatile and used in a wide array of dishes worldwide. From savory meatballs to juicy burgers, its adaptability knows no bounds. It all boils down to freshness and food safety. Ideally, you want to consume tray-sealed meat within a few days of purchase to ensure peak freshness and flavor. Let's crunch into the world of factory-made delicious potato chips. From sourcing the finest potatoes to adhering to strict quality control standards, these factories ensure that each chip meets the crispy, satisfying standard you expect. These machines are the backbone of large-scale food operations, capable of handling a wide variety of produce with speed and accuracy. These factory-prepared meals undergo stringent quality control measures to ensure they meet safety and nutritional standards. From automated sorting systems that ensure only the highest quality ingredients make it onto the production line to state-of-the-art packaging machines that swiftly seal products for freshness, these machines are essential for meeting consumer demand while maintaining high standards. Each pepper is carefully inspected for size, color, and quality, ensuring only the best make it to market. Each juicy bite is a refreshing explosion of tangy sweet goodness, leaving taste buds dancing with delight. These innovative contraptions are designed to streamline the process of pouring batter with precision and consistency. These machines are the masters of precision, effortlessly dispensing just the right amount of batter, dough, or filling with each press of a button. That's where the multi-head weighing machine shines. Its multiple weigh heads work simultaneously to ensure accuracy and efficiency. Imagine effortlessly removing the outer layer of fruits and vegetables with precision and finesse. That's the magic of these machines. From potatoes to oranges, they strip away the tedious task of manual peeling, saving you time and labor costs. But it's not just about convenience, it's about consistency. With peeling machines, you get uniform results every time, ensuring your products look as good as they taste. Wait, before watching this clip, were you thinking peeling fruit is the hardest thing to do? I mean, it's messy, but not anymore. It's not just about indulgence, there are benefits too. Chocolate breads pack a double punch of flavor and nutrition. Bursting with tropical flavor and juiciness, mangoes are nature's candy that never disappoints. From automated temperature control to efficient oil filtration systems, they're designed to optimize performance and minimize waste. Hey buddies, welcome to the inside scenes of some bulk fruit factories. Let's see how they process and handle so much bulking. First, some good factories use common food sanitizers. Curious about why they fuss so much about keeping fruit dry before packaging, it's quite obvious. Moisture isn't just about making fruit soggy, it disrupts the osmotic balance within fruit tissues, breaking down cell membranes and causing unwanted degradations. After the pineapple chunk's frozen adventure, you'll see a new fluffing technique that separates each chunk, giving it its own uniqueness. Come around, you all raspberry lovers. You're going to witness the largest harvesting and freezing of raspberries you have ever seen. Using fruit, harvesters like these beasts for picking berries in the fields offers significant advantages to fruit processing factories and labor. These machines promise efficiency but demand a skilled touch. Therefore, workers undergo specialized training to navigate the complexities of this crucial job. These machines struggle with selective harvesting and can sometimes result in picking some unripped berries as well. But with the help of the experts, no ruined berry is going to pass through. As soon as the raspberries arrive in the facilities first, the experts carefully remove the ruined berries, and then they get a thorough rinse to get rid of any dirt or germs. After that, they go on the conveyor belt to dry off properly and are frozen right away. Here, the same separating techniques are applied to the frozen raspberries, so they do not stick to each other or make a cluster. These belts have thorough vibrators to fluff the berries. All together, and look, every berry is seen as an individual pack of deliciousness. If it seems satisfying to you and that's your vibe, we can be best friends because we are dedicated to show you the bulk factory processes. Want to stick together? Come on, subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell to keep watching our upcoming videos. Some people still chose to go for old school methods for some delicate tasks, like picking fruit from trees so they won't get damaged. Their struggle leads them to transport the entire fresh stock of these fruits towards the facilities for further processing. Skilled workers use sharp knives to carefully cut open durian fruit as they are thoroughly cleaned. Again, these workers beautifully collect the inner edible flesh of the fruit in separate baskets. And here, a high-tech refractometer is used to measure the fruit's sweetness to make sure it's just right. As soon as the fruit pulp freezes at the right temperature, a bunch of workers get their gloves on to chop them into equal and smaller chunks. Now the fruit chunks are going in the freezers again to get the required consistency. Have you ever tried durian chips? They are quite famous in Thailand and Malaysia. I haven't tried yet, but I would like to give them a try. Look at that creamy yellow batter. It's going to cover the entire durian chunks. This is going to make the durian even more delicious. Some people often call it the king of fruits because of its rich custard-like texture and sweet, slightly nutty taste. A few people love it for its exotic flavor, while others find it unforgettable. After a thorough drying, the durian chunks are packed into small trays for easy and perfect serving. Did you ever notice how new harvesting machines are making big money for businesses? These high-tech tools are cutting down on labor costs, speeding up the harvesting process, and ensuring the fruit is of really high quality. They're also super accurate, which means less waste, and they're better for the environment. These machines are designed to move smoothly through the fields, gently shaking the bushes to release the ripe blueberries. As the blueberries fall off, the harvester's high-speed conveyor belts collect them efficiently. Each day, these machines can pick tons of blueberries, covering a large area much faster than manual picking. This efficiency not only speeds up the harvesting process, but also ensures the berries are collected at their peak ripeness. Such modern machines also help maintain the quality of the blueberries, ensuring they reach consumers fresh and delicious. Now, these carriers are going to take them with full responsibility and care to the washing facility. So, we are here in this massive, bustling factory where handling heaps of berries is an effortless breeze made possible only by cutting-edge technology. Now, we'll let these berries get a much needed, thorough wash. Even the laziest bunch will be amazed by the incredible benefits of these purple powerhouses. These berries can supercharge brain function and memory, keeping your mind sharp and focused. These folks are donned in gloves as they expertly sort through the berries, swiftly sidelining any damaged ones. Freezing berries before packaging maintains their nutritional value, ensuring you get all the health benefits as if they were freshly picked. Every time we open a can or packet of frozen berries, we will be amazed by the quality fruit inside and thank them. Look at those experts tirelessly working and sorting these blueberries at different stages to give us the best experience. Did you know there are over 1,000 varieties of mangoes worldwide? That's right, and I know nothing about them. Just eating sweet mangoes is enough for me. These skilled workers use specialized blade cutters to carve mangoes into precise segments. Then, a refreshing bath ensures that any remaining latex from the peel, which can cause irritation or allergic reactions, is thoroughly cleaned off. These cutters transform the mangoes into bite-sized pieces, ensuring you get the full enjoyment of every juicy morsel without any hassle. This conveyor belt is equipped with vibrations, and there's a solid reason behind it. It ensures that any lingering water droplets are completely dried off, while the continuous shaking keeps them separated from each other. Now, they are being flash frozen in giant freezers to lock in all that incredible freshness. As they are carefully packaged into large boxes, workers keep an eagle eye, ensuring each box is filled to perfection. Peaches. Only high-quality peaches are selected for their cut in factories precisely. Their superior quality means better preservation. So, in this esteemed factory, things get started by removing the tough pit from inside the peaches. Razor-sharp precision blades skillfully transform these peaches into perfectly sized, small, juicy pieces. Ever wonder why cans are the top choice for preserving peaches? The canning process seals those juicy peaches in an airtight environment, shielding them from pesky, unwanted contaminants. This airtight seal is a game changer, extending the shelf life of peaches to even years without spoilage. While some peaches are chopped into tiny bits and flash frozen to keep them fresh throughout their usage, the vibrations incorporated in freezing help expose more surface area to the cold air, leading to quicker freezing. Also, it keeps the chunks separated from each other. As I keep on telling this, you must take an idea how important bananas are. Did you know that bananas are fantastic for reducing and preventing muscle cramps and spasms? So, if you're hitting the gym or just dealing with those pesky nighttime leg cramps, grabbing a banana can be your secret weapon. Even if it's in the form of banana chips, it's super delicious. Now, the cantaloupe is being expertly peeled by this skilled worker, with every bit of skin carefully removed. With about 90% water content, cantaloupe is an incredibly hydrating fruit, perfect for keeping you refreshed on a hot day. Moreover, it is a fantastic pick if you want to drop weight as well. First, these papayas get a thorough wash, scrubbing off every bit of dirt. Once revealing that luscious fruit inside, the seeds are expertly removed, and with a few swift cuts, the papayas are transformed into perfect, bite-sized pieces. I hope you've enjoyed this video containing dozens of fruits getting bathed, peeled, sorted, and frozen right away. It's also satisfying, no matter if you like these fruits or not. Some people might be allergic to them, but you will agree that watching anything in so much bulk quantity always gives a positive vibe. Ready I am about how those ready meals we pick up at the store are made in factories. Yes, these massive factories buzz with non-stop energy, churning out thousands of meals in mere minutes. It all kicks off with pots filled with just the right amount of top-notch rice. As the water gets added, the pots are sealed up tight, letting the rice soak up the moisture and settle perfectly. Once it's the right time for cooking, the machines gently but firmly hold those pots, turn them upside down to drain off the water using sieves. Now, the fresh water is being added to these pots to cook the rice up to perfect temperature and consistency. A robotic arm snaps the steamer's lid into place, and then these steam cookers roll out, getting seals attached to each pot as they go. Precise temperatures keep things from going wrong, avoiding any overcooking or undercooking. Of course, when the rice is perfectly cooked, robotic arms step in again. They carefully transfer the pots onto rolling iron rods that guide them along the conveyor belt. It's all automated here, with no human hands involved in the cooking process. That is pretty cool, right? Rice is cooked and all set to pour into the trays, so let them fill the hopper first. After rice, crispy chicken pieces are added to the trays to complete the meal box, along with pouring the sauces. Hey, it's not just one sort of meal box being prepped. You will see meal boxes filled with veggies and irresistible gravy. Boxes are filled, so before sealing the meal boxes, they are going to freeze these trays so they will remain fresh, flavorful, and preserved until you hit the store shelf and grab your favorite meal tray. As these trays glide along the conveyor belt to the sealing station, who wants to deal with anything less than 100% hygienic? That's why this sealing station is spotless, with super strict cleaning routines to keep every seal perfect and free from any contaminants. Now, these meal trays are all decked out in their perfect wrap and sealed tight. Of course, after sealing, the trays roll over to the labeling station where they get tagged with all the key details like brand name, ingredients, and expiry dates. Once these boxes are packed to perfection, this last stop ensures each box is tightly sealed and ready to roll out. I am sure that my fitness enthusiasts are eager to witness how their daily salad trays are crafted in factories. pile on a generous serving of fresh green veggies, keeping everything perfectly separated. Tender grilled meat slices are added too, taking the game to the next level. And since healthy eats can't skip eggs, they're added as well. These machines portion out spaghetti into trays, giving each one just the perfect quantity. Then the trays cruise down the conveyor belt to the sauce station, where machines drizzle a rich tomato-based sauce all over the spaghetti, making sure each tray gets a big splash.